Salute to YouTube. I know we caught, or not we caught. Damn, I was about to sound like the feds, right? Yo, we caught the killer of PNB Rock. That sound like we, like I was there, like cuffed him, like got you, nigga. No. The police have identified. The police have identified the killer. They haven't caught him yet. But if you watch my YouTube video, like I even admit the double standard, right? The biggest anti-snitch nigga wants you to snitch on the nigga who killed PNB Rock. Like, let's be honest, right? Like, this is what I always say, like, you know, like everybody, hip-hop is just full of contradictions. Yo, we don't like snitching, son. All right, so say if somebody kill your mans, kill your best friend, and now the police can't find that person, and there's a fucking poster up on all social media, call the cops if you see him. Say someone sees him. Should they follow your rules and be like, nah, son, I ain't gonna snitch on that dude? No, you want him to snitch. So in reality, man, like, you know, we're all hypocritical in life. We take advantage of what could help us, and things that could hurt us. We want everybody to follow one specific code. That's just how it goes, right? Nah, I ain't catching, man. Anyway, let me see. Oh, somebody says they caught him. Let me see what's going on. Gotta go back to TMZ. I just did the video. 17-year-old. Nah, hell no. The nigga I seen wasn't no fucking 17-year-old. Holy. The nigga I seen had to be 40, pushing 50. The 17-year-old arrested for murder. Alleged shooter's dad wanted by cops. Oh, shit. Yo, chat, I might have to do a YouTube video live on this shit. Law enforcement sources say the 17-year-old son of Freddie Trone has been arrested for connection to the shooting. Oh, the son was the shooter in the getaway. Oh, he drove the getaway car. Oh, why did they make it seem like he was a shooter at first? Oh, it's making sense to me. They probably tracked the car down, right? They tracked the car down. This guy is probably the registered owner of the car. You get what I mean? So they're assuming that he was probably the shooter or whatever the case is. They probably couldn't find nobody. As soon as they put his fucking face out, somebody probably told them. They knew that this guy was probably not the shooter because they have the surveillance footage, but the guy probably don't look like him. The guy probably looks younger, this and third. They probably catch him, instantly realize it was his son. Lock both of their ass up. All right, good. Justice is served, man. I'm on my Charleston White, man. Throw this nigga under the fucking jail. Feel me? Throw this nigga under the fucking jail. Law enforcement sources say that the 17-year-old son of Freddie Trone has been arrested in connection to the shooting. By the way, you see everybody who was this is what I'm talking about, hip-hop, mad hypocritical. Y'all don't like 6ix9ine. But I guarantee you will fuck with whoever who snitched on this dude. Yes, get this thing off the fucking street. Let's be clear, man. Like, crime and violence ain't never been cool. You know, obviously some hip-hop rappers have turned gangsterism into, like, you know, where we could, it's kind of like the propaganda for war. Murder's never cool. But if it comes across the news that we dropped a fucking bomb on a whole city of terrorists, you're going to be like, thank you, God. Finally, we got them motherfuckers, right? We don't care how many kids, how many women, how many dogs, chicken, goats, and pigs died. We just care that the propaganda said they're bad guys, so fuck them. If you hear an innocent woman get killed, like in the middle of Ohio by some guy with a mask who's like super young, you'll be like, oh, this guy's a scumbag. You know, everything matters on the context. You know what I mean? That's why I always say, like, when people say they're like hard to this no snitching rule, and that's why the whole Cameron thing happened back in the day, where it was like, okay, so you believe in no snitching, but there's parameters, right? Like, there has to be. You can't, like, you're going to be hypocritical if you try to keep one rule for everything. There's nuance-based shit. And a lot of times when I get in trouble in terms of hip-hop, and I don't even consider getting in trouble. You know, a lot of people were like, yo, oh my God, like, Ak, you're going to... I ain't going to lie to you. We'll get into the Breakfast Club thing. It almost didn't happen. You know, I announced that I was going to the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne and Envy was getting hella text messages that, yo, we hear you going to interview that nigga. We going to be waiting for that nigga. This and third. Charlamagne hit me the morning. And by the way, if he sees this, I'm just always transparent, bro. That's what I mean. It hit me the morning. He says, I don't think you should come up here. I'm getting mad, weird messages. A lot of people with threats saying they know you're going to come up today. They're going to try something. I told him, I said, nigga, brother, I got my security. I got some off-duty cops who probably don't mind catching a body this morning. I'm coming. I'm down to come. And he says, and I thought it was going to be like, nah, bro, just for the safety of everybody. He's just like, all right, man, you got a team with you? I said, yes. He said, all right, let's do it. We went there, no problems, man. Ain't no fucking problems. You get me? Like, nigga, I'm also not going to be dumb. You know what I mean? When, like, you ever hear these motherfuckers say, yo, Ak ain't outside? Niggas want you to be outside that they could kill you. If you won't see me outside, you will see me with people. Sorry. Yeah. Which also, ironically, I won't even mention that. So yeah, the Breakfast Club thing happened. It was a great experience. My first time. It was my first time going back since like damn near 10 years ago when I interviewed Charlemagne for the first time, and it's the same building, the same place, but I was in the seat, and it felt surreal a little bit because I never thought it would happen. I know a lot of y'all be like, yo, Ak, when you gonna be on the Breakfast Club? I don't have a publicist that solicit or source interviews for me. You know, if I'm with, say, obviously I have a podcast with Spotify, and I used to be with Complex for Everyday Struggle. They would use their publicists to try to get certain placements to promote the show. But other than that, I don't have really personal publicists going out there trying to do interviews. I actually don't even think I need that. The reason why is I got my own platform. Why I need to go to your platform to talk about shit when everybody cares about my Twitch? We probably got about like 6,000. How many people we got right now watching this shit? Oh yeah, we early. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we probably got like 5,000 people watching this shit right now. Like, bro, relatively that's a small audience. But of course you're gonna, like, if I say something, I don't want to say wild or whatever, like everybody's gonna pick it up. So I've realized that, you know, the old way of doing things, running to a bunch of these platforms to get press, no, nigga, like if they paying attention to you for whatever reason, you're already winning. I will say I do thank the Breakfast Club, and I did thank Charlemagne for extending the opportunity to me, for coming up there. Again, this is something I've always looked up to, and I always wanted to be on that platform in some capacity because I grew up, before I was ever in this position, I grew up watching that platform, and I was like, this is legendary. I said even when I was like, radio is dead, which I completely believe is dead, there will never be another Breakfast Club. And I don't believe, even if the three left and tried to do something else on radio, it would ever be as big as the Breakfast Club. That's the peak of hip hop radio. It's because of these things, I was very, humbled to even be up there, and I didn't think I would ever be. Yeah, I'm gonna try to gather a sequence of events that I could kind of explain to y'all. Let me get my chat up. And we're going to get back into this PNB Rock show. Okay. Somebody says, YouTube is muted. No way. Yeah, Kyron, I think you make a great point. Like, I went from thinking, there was a time they used to diss niggas like, yo, you're a YouTuber. That was a diss. And I ain't even gonna lie, like once I started getting a little bit acclimated in the industry, I did something that I'm not that proud about now. I felt like I started to diss or shit on, like even say DDG at first. And I was like, yo, you a YouTuber right now, nigga. I'm covering the industry, like, you know what I mean? And it was kind of almost like, bro, you ain't there yet. And just in hindsight, you just realize how dumb that was. Like, whether it's, me thinking that I need to get on these platforms to be known or seen, or even me thinking that because a rapper is on the platform, YouTube is the biggest platform. Like, YouTube is way bigger than, like, not to blow my own or toot my own horns here, but like, let's look at the Breakfast Club right now. Like, look at this. If you ask me and how people look, oh shit, there's upload another fucking clip. I didn't even know the Breakfast Club was doing clips. They doing it like Vlad over there now. Salute to them. I don't got a problem with it. Anyway, we at 908 right now. We're gonna get to 1 million. Like, we could probably look through the playlist. And this is why I realized that, how did I get to the place I am now? I've never been on none of these accepted platforms, right? Even Everyday Struggle, at when everybody loved it, bro, it's Complex Digital show. I've never been on one of these accepted platforms where it's like, yo, there's a history of storied people. Like Power 105, I believe, had Star at one point. I definitely had Ed Lover. You know what I mean? Hot 97 has had so many great personalities come through the door. These are historic, ground and grassrooted, platforms. Me, I haven't been there, but and I don't want to be scatterbrained because that's not. Only thing I hate about that interview, I was mad scatterbrained. Look, we could look at the last couple of interviews at the Breakfast Club. We had 908,000 views. We about to hit 1 million. The last interview that I saw before us, look at these guys right here. Now, there's a way I could see their interviews. Let's go to interviews. Damn, they got a lot of fucking playlists. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's go home. Okay, not trending. Oh, latest Breakfast Club interviews. Here we go. Right? Doechii, I'm not trying to diss somebody neither. I want to go like the artist. You feel me? Look, you see why a nigga like My Song always got my name in his mouth. My Song went up there 8 days ago, 36,000 views. And y'all be wondering, oh, why is My Song always talking about you? My Song is an irrelevant bum. My Song literally has gained 99% of his wealth by carrying a picket sign. My Song should be in the Ukraine right now, trying to put up signs about stop the Russian war. Real talk. Relevant as they could come. You feel me? Let's just be honest, right? Okay, I won't even mention everybody. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody in reality. My Song's bum though. I thought the Omarion interview was huge because I watched that shit 3 times because I was tight. I'm like, them niggas fucked your bitch, bro. What the fuck? All right, I'm gonna still say the word. Yo, that's the thing I wanted to leave that Breakfast Club interview with. I'm not coming here to cop please to say I'll never say the word bitch. I didn't like when Complex made me do it. By the way, this time around, Spotify hasn't said a fucking word. If it ain't happening on their podcast, they don't give 2 fucks, nigga. Salute to Spotify, man. I love Spotify, man. I'm fucking with y'all. The more I fuck with Spotify, the more I be having a little resentment for how Complex treated me. Twitch had told me, remember that Chrissy Teigen shit? Twitch told me, nigga, we only suspending you because Complex is copping pleas in the media. We're going to suspend him for 2 episodes. What the fuck? Twitch was like, nigga, we don't give a fuck. We know you be wilding. Go ahead, nigga. Come on, dog. So, that's why I fuck with Spotify, man. Listen, man, they empowering creators. As long as you're not promoting, something that is of imminent danger or going crazy over the line, they do know that there are going to be times that you're trying to be edgy or whatever the case is that people might not like, bro. Listen, now, granted, they're not going to be putting out statements you remember when Tiger Woods was getting problems? Nike was putting out statements we love Tiger. We don't care how many bitches he done fucked. We will stand with him. Now, granted, Tiger made them niggas billions, so of course they got to do that. Spotify is going to be this ain't got to do with us. We fuck with Act with the podcast. Whatever else he got going on, where this happen at? On the stream? Go holler at him about that. Fuck with him for that. Man, Spotify, no, not Spotify. I mean, man, Complex was just in them niggas was acting like it was, I'm like, bro, I didn't say this on Complex. They were freaking out, man. So this is one of the reasons I love the space I'm in now. This is why people be mad because, when you get these weeks, niggas want to see punitive action. Niggas want to see, oh, he is suspended. You know when they hear that? That's why I hated that Complex buckled. He's suspended for 2 episodes. Everybody was like, we got him. Bro, this is back in the day, so I can tell the truth now. Nigga, Meek was calling niggas yo, did they fire this nigga? Not me and Meek, we cool now. We cool. This is water in the bridge. But everybody who didn't, Freddie Gibbs was tweeting up a storm yeah, nigga. Everybody who don't like you, and this is the funny thing about the cancellation shit. Because the reason why I even address it that on the Breakfast Club, it could happen to me, it could happen to you. That's why when niggas was getting that Chrissy Teigen, I ain't jumping on that shit. You know why? Because I seen when she did that shit to me. I said, I'm going to let you live, shorty. you're addicted to social media. We all are in some sense. I'm gonna let you live. But when niggas seen that Complex suspended me for 2 episodes, they were going crazy. That's why now, salute to Spotify. I fuck with them with the podcast, but Spotify do know they're not my daddy. Spotify also knows, hey, we can't control what he does outside of the pod. We can, and by the way, I want to say even on the pod, because I'm definitely aware of our relationship and I treat it very respectfully. 100%. But I like how they move with their creators. As a creator, it comes back to the decision. When I had to make a decision where to go between Spotify and somewhere else before I made that deal, things like this made me realize you made the right choice. Fuck that money. I told you I turned down $1 million. Fuck that money. Because every other motherfucker would have folded. Anytime they see smoke, they just be like, here he is, kill him. We'll stab him too. Nah, I ain't with that shit. Let me just tell y'all the truth with that. Nigga, we still carrying on business as usual. By the way, if you ain't listening to Spotify, I dropped my letter to LL Cool J on there. Bunch of people from Spotify, they're like, yo, that was a good episode. They're not commenting on if I'm right or wrong. They're like, hey, we're just seeing if you're providing content, this and third, you're not like using this platform to be of imminent danger. All right, do your thing. It's a platform you can use to respond. Go ahead. Salute to Spotify for that. And this is why what's been happening recently, everybody's frustrated. And that's where you realize this shit comes back full circle. I'm going to tell you why. Because if they can't, and I've been saying this, you can't cancel what you didn't help build. So if I was on Viacom this week, it would be a tough week. But it was a really reasonable week for me. I made a lot of fucking money. I had a lot of people who are now like open to, because these other demographics who, because I've always said, I focus on my niche mostly, 80, 75%. Everything else is extra. Everybody wanted to see, we got him. We got his throat. We cut his neck off. It's on a stake outside. But how are they going to see it? There's no complex there. They're waiting for the complex. They're waiting for the complex. They're waiting for who does he partner with. And by the way, I say this to empower all y'all creators. Business relationships are always cool, but know who you are before you do them. I remember talking to Charlemagne before I even signed to Spotify. I remember telling him a bunch of options. By the way, I had a meeting with the Black Effect Network at one point to possibly joining them. I always wanted to be at Spotify. There was some good people at Spotify pulling for me. I always wanted to be there. I want to do good by them. I want to bring value to them because I know they would bring value to me. And I remember talking to Charlemagne, and I said, how do I navigate this? I said, I'm like you. Some people call both of us like habitual line steppers, or like you push the line a bit. And it's not that we mean to, but that's kind of like what we do. Like we're kind of edgy in certain sense. Like, you know what I mean? We don't go with everybody's opinion. We don't always just stay in the safe zone. But that might make people scared of us. And he gave me some advice, which I won't share here because a lot of those advices are business advices. Because a lot of people try to get my nigga canceled too. You know, like every time he gets a deal, certain things come up, and whatever the case is, he's realized how to maneuver around it. And when I mean maneuver around it, it's just like, if you about to deal with these companies and these corporate entities who know who you are, because let's not get it fucked up. Before any company looks at someone like Ak, they've done their due diligence. What does that mean? They've Googled it. Oh, he did this series called Warren Chirac. Oh, shit, him and Vic Mensa got into it. Oh, shit, the Migos shit. Oh, shit, they know everything going on. This is what I've realized is that we don't have to get the bag. This is what a lot of these artists, these niggas do. That's why I think that a lot of these niggas who sign, they upset at me because they can't be them no more. A lot of people, this is how it goes. Like, think about these Deezus and Miro dweebs, right? Edgy, even though they were always like white people corny, edgy still. They were on Complex, blah, blah, got on Vice. Showtime came. You got to sacrifice. Do you want the bag? They give you, they put a bag above you. Do you want it? And you got to sacrifice all of that. Me these days, and I'm lucky that, I'm in the media space I'm into. Unless you're giving me some wild money, I'm probably going to make more money with my own brand than I could make signing to you. That's why Complex is really only one of those deals I ever did where I'm like, Complex is going to help my profile. After that, nigga, I'll turn out. Well, I'm going to just say, I'm saying any, but any could be a lot. So the majority of what I'm going to get offered, you know what I'm thinking? You're going to give me about half of what I'm already making. Or you're going to maybe match what I'm making for a year. What I'm making for a year, I'm good with. Why should I just sacrifice my morals? Why should I dumb it down? Why should I just be a fucking drone just to appease your whatever you got going on? So now, with every time I talk to a company, I have multiple discussions with them. Do you understand what you're getting with Akademiks? Do you? Okay, you do know in 5 months someone's going to try to pull up something from the war in Chirac. Is this going to be of problems? We bring it up instantly, off the rip. So when they see it happen, it's like, not only we protected contractually with it, it's like, nigga, we told you this shit. Like, we ain't coming to shit like we choir boys. You're signing. That's the only thing I didn't like about Complex. When they signed me, they acted like they didn't know that I was getting into it with everybody. When the whole thing, Vic Mensa thing happened, we had a meeting. They were like, they threw it all on me. You got to give us a list of people you're beefing with. Brother, like, why'd you sign me? You knew I was being mad spicy. What you mean? That's the point. I'm trying to tell y'all that, and this is why I'm not one of them independent creators that says don't work with big companies. I don't do that. I don't tell y'all not to. You should do it. Make your brand bigger. Get more bags. But also, the only thing you got to do, and this is for someone who, this is me passing the ball. This is me giving game. All you got to do, you got to tell them to accept you for you. Now, there are going to be some parameters. If you wild out and say something versus certain communities or you do certain shit after, and that's another thing, after you sign. If they came to you, your past is in the past. You got to catch me from when I signed on. That's another thing. So, I know there's a lot of frustrated people who they were looking for blood. I won't say never, but I do want to thank the people who I'm in business with. No person, no entity, no conglomerate in the last week or two even brought this up as a conversation piece. And then I think about cancellation. How do you know you're canceled? Because going by the definition on social media, I'm canceled. A lot of people hated me. A lot of people said stuff about me. But what tangibly happened? Okay. Yeah. So that was the week. Am I done talking about the Breakfast Club interview? I'll give a little more context to it. So my comments that they took, I didn't call names, but I was really speaking about one person in particular. The person who I was speaking about, they actually even made a response video to me. I don't think they even know I was talking about them. But I'll give you a big hint if you're trying to figure out who I was talking about. Then they almost basically admitted that what I said when I said Dusty and Broke, he fits the bill. So I wasn't calling all the old heads like Dusty and Broke. And by the way, I was definitely not talking to LL. I was really talking, it was more like a generation before him. But these days, YouTube has allowed everybody to get online and kind of give their opinion, which I love. I love it. I love that older rappers are now chiming in on topics concerning newer rappers and the culture. I love it. They should be able to. However, some of them are just flat out haters. We gotta just be honest. You can't be criticizing a motherfucker if you never put your hand around him, or you never help nobody understand the game. You never help nobody with, like, mentoring. You never help nobody in terms of giving your story that people don't make the same mistakes. And I remember Charlamagne asked me a really important question. He said, you're going to be the old guy one day, and there's going to be somebody new. Be like, man, fuck this. I said, listen, I won't have a criticizing view of especially people in the media that's coming after me if I don't help them, or I don't give them advice on how to avoid shit that I've done. You can't be a hypocrite. And, yeah, that's it. Okay. There's a few more things I wanted to explain or talk about. Let me see. That was pretty much a Breakfast Club interview. I enjoyed it a lot. Let's get to 1 million. Let me comment on Envy. I thought Envy did an amazing job. Envy, salute to you, my brother. You did an amazing job. Very fair. Charlamagne's my guy. And me and him, we have these discussions all the time. Like, me and Charlamagne's relationship from 2013, and this is why I tell y'all, being a dick rider probably won't get y'all far. I respect it and I love Charlamagne's commentary, but the only reason why I got an interview with him, I used to challenge that nigga every single time. I used to be on his ass. And not on some hating shit. I'd be like, yo, you right here, but you wrong here. And he knew I wasn't just a troll. He knew I just wasn't a hater. He knew I was someone who was trying to push, like maybe even push for him to have more understanding or him to get better. And he used to engage with me. And when we used to go back and forth on Twitter a while, he followed me. And I tell all y'all that, where it's like, yo, even when it comes to me, shit, you trying to get in this game, you don't gotta be dick riding me. Like, sometimes I'm off base, and then sometimes I'm right. Now, granted, if you're either extreme, you're gonna be seen as a dick rider or a hater. If you agree with everything what I say, you're going to be seen as a dick rider. If you hate everything I do, you're probably a hater. The best way, and I'm giving y'all advice, whether it's me or say, like, I don't know, anybody that will even see, because these days, like, I think most people, even like me, bro, I used to be on Twitter a lot. Twitter is so toxic, I don't even go on it no more. Like, I read other things. But back then, Twitter was where the town square was for commentary and for opinions. And, that's where, I happened to get my chance to, debate with him. Anyway, Envy was really on point. I think Envy asked some great questions. I think Envy gave some honest and insightful answers. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't see that coming from Envy. Like, I'm going to be, so even when the 6ix9ine thing came up and we were talking about it, and it was just like, yo, what do you think about 6ix9ine, doing whatever with PNB Rock? Me and 6ix9ine had this conversation mad times, where 6ix9ine would be like, yo, Ak, this, I'm gonna tell you verbatim what he would say. Yo, Ak, yo, none of these, like, yo, Ak, I've supported your platform all the time. I overextend myself as an artist to make sure I also support you. You're one of the only niggas I follow. I give you all the support I could give you. But at the end of the day, a lot of times you give them the benefit of the doubt. Because when they say they can't wait for me to die, which a lot of them do, you're going to repost it. Or you're not going to say nothing about it because it's ha-ha. Nobody likes 6ix9ine. But if something happens to them, and because he told me, he's like, yo, remember when a nigga swung on me in the club? How many people was in the comment section talking shit? You didn't come out and say, well, why y'all doing that if y'all want him to stop? You just let it rock. So why, when this person get killed or whatever, especially when they have a history of saying they can't wait till I die, you now are trying to, soften the blow of my response. And that is a compelling argument. And I ain't gonna lie, Envy understood that. And to be honest, I understand that too. Is just that what I've always just told him, I'm like, yo, I do think he's fair with most of the things he does. The only reason sometimes I can't rock with it or like publicly support it, dog, people are lumping me and you like we're thinking the same. I've always loved King Von. You hate King Von, not me. You get what I mean? So, like, while I understand when you're like, yo, well, King Von did these 30 things, you know, King Von would have been saying he's smoking on a 6ix9ine pack in a song. Why can't I just make a couple comments on Instagram? That's a legit point. However, I like King Von. I'm going to be honest. So it's a little bit difficult, but I appreciated Envy for understanding that, because I do believe that people like 6ix9ine, like, I don't think they look at it where the inconsistencies of the industry just never favors them. And I remember that's where I came up with a quote. I said to 6ix9ine, I said, 6ix9ine, listen. Because he kept saying, yo, bro, you know if another artist did this, they would be like, these niggas tough. When I do this, they always be like, like, for example, they be like, yo, you can't go to O Block. Well, you ain't go at like 3 a.m. Or no, you ain't going at 3 p.m. He said, all right, bet. Next time I'm going 3 p.m. They gonna be like, well, you ain't stay there like 40 minutes instead of like 15 minutes. So he that's his thing. And I would just be like, yo, bro, you're going to die trying to prove people. I'm trying to change people's minds. There's some people, and this is why, like, I even went into that interview. This was not an apology interview. I went to explain, and if I did offend anyone, which wasn't meant to be offense, like, for example, no disrespect, but I don't really care about Reginae Carter and Toya enough to even disrespect them. I was just like, I'm making a riff. And by the way, I'm going to talk about the conversation with T.I. So when I find out that they are disrespected or that they feel offended, and by the way, I'll even say this before I get into the T.I. conversation. I thought Toya was just jumping in. But apparently, somehow they see now. I guess everybody sees my stream now. They were mad offended. But like, of course, I'm like, yo, Toya, Reginae, my bad, yo. Like, I'm not trying to disrespect you as a person. I was trying to make a bigger joke. My bad. And by the way, my audience or any audience can be like, oh, that's him backpedaling. It's like, bruh, I'm not coming to swing at everybody to be in beef. Nigga, I was trying to make a joke about a bigger point. I explained this to T.I. on the phone. There's certain women who like gangsters and thugs. Until shit get real, they like other dudes. That's the premise of the joke. You get what I mean? And by the way, when I talk about it, I ain't talking about T.I.'s thing immediate right now, but when I get into that, I'm going to tell you how that conversation went. Another thing, and this is another thing about it's better when you're liked than when you're right. I tweeted out after the T.I. conversation. Look, I tweeted this out. I tweeted out, had a great constructive conversation with T.I. today. Appreciate him for lending me a listening ear and also for sharing his knowledge as well. Hope we can grow from this and learn to talk to each other rather than only talk at each other when we offend or we're offended. You look at most of the people who ain't in my audience, you know what most of them are going to say? Yeah, you shook now. You shook now. That nigga pressed you. Oh, yeah, we knew. Yeah, you don't want no smoke with Tip. T.I. didn't call me on some, nigga, I'm about to fuck you up shit. Whole time he said, bro, I can't tell you what to do, but I want to give you, you seem like a very intelligible guy. And also, a lot of people have, like, we had a great talk, but none of it was like, I'm pressing you. That's why I respect T.I. But of course, you see, when people don't like you, they're going to take it to be what it is. So even nowhere in this fucking text did I say T.I. threatened me, T.I. forced me, nothing. You know what people still going to take? Nah, you shook. Now if I double down and be like, man, fuck all that shit. You know what niggas going to say? Shit, you stupid as hell. They about to kill you next week. Bro, you can't win versus the internet. I know this as a fact. That's why y'all gonna still get mad, because y'all gonna get mad at this and think, oh, we got Act now. Oh, Act is done. And then when I fucking diddy bop and motherfucking moonwalk out that shit, just like I went to the Breakfast Club and handled all them questions, and now it's like, what are we still talking about? Everybody's quiet. You gonna get mad again? I'm telling you. So again, I understand I can't change people's minds. But I will say, and I want to give this credit to the Breakfast Club. I want to thank them because I think my audience already understood. Breakfast Club's audience is a little bit older and people who might not watch me. And a lot of them watched this interview, and they said, it gave us a different perspective. I thank Charmaine for that. I said, yo, you know what? I didn't know what this was going to be in terms of the reaction, but I realized it was a good reaction because I sit and talk on stream a lot. Those people who watch that Breakfast Club interview, they won't watch this. So I respect it, and I thank it. Anyway, we got a bunch of stuff to get to. Oh, we got to talk about Soulja Boy, Sosa, all that stuff. Let me talk about the T.I. conversation real quick. So I hit up, T.I. texted me. I don't know how he got my number, but he texted me. He texted me, I believe on maybe Saturday. Yeah. There was a lot going on Saturday. And I was like, yo, T.I., he texted me late. Or actually, I texted him, then he texted me. And I said, yo, could we talk tomorrow morning? T.I. was like, yo, I got my birthday festivities commencing. So let's talk on Monday. And happy birthday, by the way, T.I. Now, I'll give him another piece of credit before I go into this. And by the way, I know how y'all going to take this because I know the people who don't like me are listening with a different ear. I'm not giving him credit because I'm scared. I'm giving him credit because unlike a lot of people, T.I. could have just jumped out with a opinion. You know what T.I. said? Yeah, I want to have a word with you. I want to talk to you real quick. Right? When I got on the phone with T.I. Monday, this is after the Breakfast Club thing, T.I. said, Act, I watched what you also said about potentially talking to me on your stream. I wanted to make sure I wasn't just going off this, that, or the third. I watched a few things. I got to salute to a nigga like that. You see, a guy like that, I love to have a conversation with. It was a great conversation. Let's start out by saying this. Because, yes, I did offer an apology to Toya and Regine if they were offended by a joke that I was making. Yeah, I did. Because, you know, also talking to T.I., and I'm glad I did that. I did that before I talked to T.I., but T.I. gave me a new perspective of it. And this is how T.I. started the conversation. T.I. says, yo, do you have any kids or do you have any sisters or even nieces, actually. Nieces or cousins that are female. And he basically was saying, like, listen, a lot of things, even jokes, women don't react to just like men. And this is what I took away from it. So, you know, again, it's open to, you know, if he says, nah, nigga, that's not what I said. But this is what I took away from it. Me using the B word, which I later corrected like 2 seconds later, was one of the things that probably got Regine and Toya both offended. But that wasn't the majority, which that was shocking to me. I thought they were just mad at the word. For them, like T.I. even vocalized to me, he said, yo, well, the tone and everything which you said made it seem like, because I did say, I was like, yo, she just downgraded. She just got some random nigga. This is exactly what I said. After talking about her leaving wife and Lucci for I don't know this guy's name. Anyway, the point of what T.I. was trying to convey was just like, listen, and obviously he knows her, so he's much more intimate to the situation, right? So you know, he's like, listen, bro, she's going through life and she's made mistakes. And it's one of those things where, you know, these mistakes, she doesn't even want to define her life. And this and third. This is a bunch of more stuff. And it made me feel like maybe mentally, or like, you know, she didn't take that, like, I think we all just took it as a joke and moved on. And we took it as a bigger picture. That's why I was trying to say the B word. I was like, we know women like this. Also, and this was T.I.'s thing, T.I. said, listen, well, also when I heard you say that she downgraded or she went from this guy to this guy, it made it seem like Reginae was one of them. And I said, what you mean? He says, well, Reginae ain't like most of these people that you might be trying to make that joke about. Reginae comes from a made family. She don't gotta chase no nigga. She don't gotta chase no nigga of stature. She don't gotta chase no nigga who's on any type of level. Your comments made it seem like she's needing a nigga for whatever reason. Now, granted, that was my intent, but that was a good insight by him. I'm like, well, I agree with you that she don't need no nigga. You know what I mean? But I understand that perspective. So yeah, for T.I., it was more about, and I don't want to speak on a relationship or give what I got from that conversation about prior relationships. Basically, they're saying, listen, she don't want to be defined by certain people or certain situations or even past dating experiences that she's had. She's growing up. She's figuring this shit out. She's making mistakes. But I did point out to T.I., I said, T.I., she's an adult and she's making public relationship things. And I ain't gonna lie, he definitely did. He used well, you know what I mean? She's different. He did use that. He pretty much used that. You know what I mean? Then we got to the B word. So I had to make sure he knew how I used it. And he was like, yes, I do know how you used it. But he says, even in that, we don't like how you made that comparison. Because Reginae doesn't fit or compare to those type of people. Because he acknowledged it. I said, T.I., you do comedy. I was trying to make a joke. It's a joke. That's it. That certain women date certain niggas until it gets real, and then they run to the square. They run to the non-gangster. And he was just like, I get what you're saying, but that's just not her. Then he said to me, that's why I know he listened to the stream, and that's why I gave him super, super props. He said, Ak, while also listening to your stream, you said, well, one of the reasons you use the word bitch is because you have heard that from myself and others. You've heard it in our music. And I said, yes, sir. That's true. Yo, the internet's so funny. Even me just saying yes, sir in here, I didn't say yes, sir to him. Just relax. I was like, yes, T.I., yes, right? So, yeah, of course I said that, right? Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I didn't say that. No, yeah, I did. Then he said to me, which was very interesting, he said, well, Ak, the same way how you're saying about your comments, context is missing. When you say people like me, and artists like me who have used that word, have done it on a broad stroke, that context is missing. And I'm going to be honest, he hit me with something which I didn't think he was going to say. He said, Ak, you have to know there is a difference. There are bitches, but there are women. And essentially he was just trying to say, Reginae don't fit in the category of the bitches. Reginae is a woman that should be respected. Not only for, from the family she comes from what she stands for and how she moves. But then he said, you're right. There are bitches who are, he kind of described it as like a lower level type of chick who basically that's how they move. Oh, they're just fucking with guy to guy, just trying to get like, some type of almost like social climbing in a way, right? Like, okay, you're fucking with a drug dealer because he got the money. Now he get locked up. You fuck with another drug dealer because he got the money. And you fuck with this guy because he's a thug and he got this. And then eventually you settle for the square. He wanted to make sure. I was just flabbergasted when he said, yo, no, Ak, there are bitches. I was like, what? I thought bitches was the... He was just like, no. But there's a difference between bitches and women. And we have to be very cognizant when we used it. And he said, anytime I ever used the word bitch in my music, I was talking about some bitches. That's what he said. He really said that. And I thought about it and I was like, okay. No, I get it. Like, you see, this is a nuanced conversation too. And this is why I love the convo I had with him. Because if you don't understand nuance, you're going to be like, Isn't he? Isn't he just contradicting himself? No, he's saying that the word bitch usually is used for a large, broad people, and yes, it's derogatory at times. But if you go back to any comedian, you go back to anybody who really explains shit, you got the bitches and you got women. Somebody said this nigga T.I. skated with no accountability and I made it happen. Well, also, we're gonna also have to acknowledge, right? Because I did tell him, I'm like, yo, you know I comment about Moneybagg Yo and Ari all the time, right? And that was to address the fact I commented on her relationship. Because everybody is now like, in the last week, they've made 23 a child. It's like, yo, she's a 23-year-old child. Like, I wish I could tell the cops that. You know what I mean? But okay. I get it. And, you know, obviously there's a like, I don't even know what to say. But basically what I'm trying to say is, there's rules for some, rules for others, yo. Listen, if it's hip-hop, Reginald's hip-hop royalty. You know how many chicks I've called doing the same type of stuff? Not call them bitches, but like, you know, just kind of use the same type of joke. Reginald and them, they're exempt. That's basically what the conversation was about. They're not like that. Whatever the case is. The mother chicks though in Love and Hip Hop who ain't got no hip hop royalty attached to them bitches wild. Okay? That's all I could say. And also, here's the thing too. This is one of the biggest things too. I definitely want to say that. I think they were also upset. This is pretty big. They were also upset that they believe that the joke I was making was painting a narrative. You get what I mean? Because from what I'm hearing is that she left YFN Lucci a long time ago. It wasn't the Rico that sparked it. So, you know, I guess they're saying your joke is making that opinion more popular when it's not factual, which I understand that too. Now, granted, I never did no research on their relationship. I'm going off what I see on the Shade Room. I seen her with this guy a couple years ago. Then I seen her with this guy, and I'm like, oh, the only thing I remember in between is Rico. Okay, whatever. You know? But the B word is definitely what am I saying B word? The bitch word is definitely it's intricate and it's difficult to really it's difficult to really comprehend. But I do believe a lot of these rappers now that they're having daughters that are growing up and entering the sexual or dating marketplace, shit hits a little bit different. Do you get what I mean? Because even in the explanation that T.I. said, when he said, well, yeah, I said bitches in my raps, but I was talking about bitches, not women. And I'm like, I understand that, you know, there's a distinction that could be made. But a lot of times, how do you know the difference between a bitch and a woman? You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like, it's us also, it's kind of like the conundrum we be in when we're accepting the N-word, but we're like, no, it's all about the usage. Granted, that's a little bit different because we just banned white people from saying it. But the word bitch, if it's used in certain, if a woman says bitch to bitch, right? Like, if a woman calls another woman a bitch and the other woman calls her a bitch, a lot of times they're being very friendly. If the tone is wrong, that's what he said. Thank you. I'm glad I'm remember. That's another thing he said. He said, Ak, your tone matters too. Because the way you say bitch with the tone you're talking about this situation with makes it feel degraded. It's complex. And by the way, as I said, it was a great conversation with T.I. I would like to invite anybody, especially rappers who I grew up on. I grew up on T.I. I grew up on a lot of Wayne's music. I grew up on Cameron, 50 Cent, Nelly. I grew up on, you know what I mean? Who else? Who else? A lot of these guys, 2000s, like 2000s, I'm learning a lot about just how whatever it is. I would love to have these conversations with these men and have a roundtable discussion with it to see how they now feel, because when a lot of the objectification of women in hip-hop came from the 2000s. There was a thing called BT Uncut. I could literally turn my TV on and see a nigga slide a credit card down a woman's ass. Like, whoop! Like, basically, like, it's just simulating that, yo, he's just paid for sexual favors of pleasure from the woman, and that was considered fly. Do you get what I mean? It's like, but I always go back to what hip hop is, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I think T.I. is eloquent enough in having that conversation. I don't think everybody else is, because when you're drawing straws and like you're being super, okay, this is not offensive, this isn't. It becomes really down to what's subjective. Maybe we should have the conversation that nobody should use the word bitch. But I don't think rappers will want to have that conversation, because they want to reserve their right for when they want to use it in the context they want to use it. I said it must be your ass, cause it ain't your. I'm telling you, that's tip drill. I'm telling you. Yeah. So I keep telling y'all. Everybody gets mad at me. And by the way, I invite everybody who's been mad at me. I'll do this format with anyone. I'll give you 20 minutes. Let's have a conversation, an hour conversation. 20 minutes, you get whatever off on what you think I've said. So if it's an older rapper, let's say LL Cool J, you could ream me out face to face, 20 minutes over the Dusty and Bro comment. But for the remaining 40 minutes, let's talk about the subject I was really talking about. Let's talk about let's go more in depth. Because in a lot of cases, like, people don't realize, like, I'm one of the products of hip hop. One of the reasons why, you know, you're seeing a lot of these new artists move the way they are, they're the products of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people remember the whole thing about, yo, back in the day, we were selling drugs. Now y'all are the fiends. Well, let's just go on history. Y'all sold drugs to their mama. Their mama got hooked on drugs, had them. They became fiends. They're now rapping. They're making music. You started that. Your actions, your message that you put out, you started that. So it's easy to point out later on like one was better than the other. But everything is cyclical. Everything connects. To really fully have a conversation about the drugged out culture of music, we got to talk about people who are peddling drugs in the culture. But nobody wants to have that conversation. You know why? It puts. Let me tell you this, and I hate to use my mom as an example, or like my parents, or anybody who's of, you know, like who's a parental figure in anyone's life. Watch how uncomfortable things get when you grow older and you have to talk to your mom about why she did certain things while raising you. Mom, have this conversation. I don't know if I hope this never happened to none of y'all, really. This conversation, right? It'd be like, yo, mom, like, you know how uncle used to beat us or whatever, or uncle used to touch our sister every time you would dip to go hang out with that man that you met, blah, blah, because you in a whole relationship. And so, you know, one of those type of conversations, I'm not saying necessarily that, but when you got to talk to your parents and hold them accountable for their action and be like, mom, you wasn't around when this was happening. That's why you never believed us when we told you. I guarantee your mom going to be in denial. Your dad going to be in denial and be like, no, because you're directly accusing them. You're directly telling them that their actions kind of spurred some other shit. I'm telling you, every time there's certain conversation with my mom, every time my brother have it, we're grown as fuck. It starts with arguing and everybody walks away. You can't, bro. I'm telling you. And salute to parents. Salute to the people who came before us. But a lot of people don't. Like, it's hard to kind of acknowledge that your actions have probably instilled trauma, have instilled bad behavior in somebody else. So when I think about hip-hop now, nobody wants to have those discussions because accountability is the hardest thing ever. Okay. Yeah, what are we doing now? Shit. Oh, let me I don't know what happened recently. I think Say Cheese like started this shit off. What did Say Cheese do to Soulja Boy, bro? Bruv. What did Say Cheese do to Soulja Boy? Because that nigga was cussing out everybody. I gotta find like the clip. Like, what is it? Somebody send me the clip. About 5 days ago. I guess it was some Rolling Loud shit they must have posted. But I don't see no Rolling Loud performance here. Who posted? I guess... No, it was Rolling Loud. I guess Soulja Boy had a performance that just wasn't that lit, and somebody posted it, and he felt niggas was playing with him. He just went at everybody over it. I'm looking for it. I can't find it. I'm gonna just go to his thoughts on the whole thing. Here we go. Soulja Boy goes off Akademiks. Yeah, he even dissed me. And me and Soulja, we've been cool recently. I don't know why it was that bad. You know what I mean? So we can find the whole thing. I think this is it. Here we go.
Nigga, come on, bro. Y'all niggas try to create narratives that don't exist. Fuck No Jumper. Fuck DJ Akademiks. Fuck Say Cheese. Fuck all the rap blogs, nigga.
What?
DJ Akademiks, you a fat, obese bitch, nigga, that fuck with a snitch. You know what I'm saying? Get what I'm saying?
What I do?
Y'all niggas' whole rap life is talking about me. Y'all got famous from talking about me. Y'all ain't got no swag. Y'all ain't got no drip. You's a white boy with a tattoo on your head. Akademiks, you's a fat bitch. You ain't never shot nobody. You ain't never beat nobody up. You ain't never sold no dope. You's a fat bitch. DJ Vlad, you the police. You's a white boy. You an old white man. You don't know shit about hip-hop. Yo, you got rich from talking about my life. You got rich from talking about rappers. You got rich from, nigga, get the fuck out the culture, you fat old Count Dracula bitch.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? No Jumper, you a bitch, nigga. DJ Vlad.
Yo, what happened? Yo.
You a bitch. Y'all some old white niggas. What the fuck y'all doing in hip-hop anyway? Y'all don't know shit about hip-hop. Y'all ain't never fucked no fine hoes. Y'all don't do shit. Y'all bitches. Y'all ugly. Y'all stupid. Come on, man. Say Cheese, you a bitch. You a black nigga that sound like a white boy that procrastinating, a fucking black nigga that's hating on black culture. You the one created the trolling and the memes with this old nigga, man. Fuck Say Cheese. Fuck Sean Cotton. Fuck No Jumper. Fuck DJ Akademiks. Fuck, nigga, fuck DJ Vlad.
What did the only thing I'm so confused about, that's why I didn't respond like I normally did. Yo, me and Soulja Boy went clubbing together. Like, I was at his house. We've been mad cordial to the point where I'm like, yo, I think, me and Soulja cool. I'm so confused by this. Like, I'm so, like, this is another reason why I tell y'all, like, you're really never cool with rappers. Nigga, Soulja invited me to his house. Like, nigga, I'm so comfortable. Nigga, I'm going in the fridge. Nigga, we in the section dancing, doing a kid and play dance. Nigga, he turning up. I go with the when he go on stage. I'm like, yo, it's my guy. It's Draco. What happened? Now, great, I do know Soulja Boy is one of the funniest motherfuckers. I know I ain't do nothing, but what did niggas do to set him off? Like, yo, this thing is bombing. And I'm catching mad strays.
Bad nigga, fuck rap blog. Fuck all the rappers, nigga. Fuck all the rap blogs, nigga. Fuck everything.
That nigga said fuck the rap blogs and the rappers.
Thing, nigga. Fuck all y'all, nigga. On God, y'all got y'all whole career off of me. I'm for talking about my life, nigga. Fuck out of here,
Yo,
nigga.
you know what I love about Soulja Boy? He keeps showing the money while he talking the shit. Yo, listen. Y'all gotta send me the clip, bro. Y'all gotta send me the clip, bro. Like, what happened, bro? What happened? By the way, somebody did tell me and said, Act, don't even get triggered. Soulja Boy is going into his fourth quarterback. And I said, what you mean? I said, come on, dog. You know, every October, November, and December, Soulja Boy got me versus an industry beef that heats him up for January. I said, wait, let me do the math. Soulja Boy Quavo. Soulja Boy Quavo. I can't tell when he was beefing with him. Look, see? December 8th, 2016.
Hold on. Tato called me.
Look.
Yeah, Tato called me. Chief, keep calling me too. He said, no, he said he coming over here. Hold on, I'll call this bitch ass nigga Quavo. Hey, look. Y'all see this? Quavo Migos. Y'all see that shit? Card as fuck, nigga.
I even posted that he got the first iPhone 14. What happened?
Bitch ass nigga. Pussy ass nigga. Hey, hold this phone real quick, bro. Let me put my earring in. Pick up the phone, bitch ass. Pick up the phone, baby.
Yeah, that's okay.
Nigga, I introduced you to Travis Scott, fuck, nigga.
He's an answer, huh?
Nigga scared. Man, that shit ain't even ringing. Well, he got me blocked.
He might got you blocked, bro.
That nigga got me blocked, bro.
Okay, so he was pick up the phone, Quavo. I remember you was singing that shit. All right, Soulja Boy, who was he dissing then? The Drake, but he got popping before then. That's when he was. What was he got? What did he originally get popping again for? Before the Drake thing, he was going crazy at everybody. It's like I'm the first. What was this?
You know what I'm saying?
So you're not dis-
Look, see. This happened January 16th, which means, remember, the reason why he even went to the Breakfast Club, he was saying, I'm the first nigga who did this. I'm the first nigga who did that. I'm the first nigga who... So by the time he got to the Breakfast Club, he was explaining it. So again, that was a October, November, December thing. We're getting a trend. Big Draco beefs with everybody once... Big Draco, like, listen, I love Soulja Boy. It's one of those things, I went back and forth with Soulja Boy years ago, so I realized I'm like, niggas need him. Like, classic. The nigga dissed me and I was laughing at my own disses. Usually I get tight. Let me see, Soulja Boy, Chris Brown. We also got to look at when did Soulja Boy go to Bompton? Let me see. Look, again. When is he talking about his beef? January 6th, 20. Everything you're going to see, he's doing these interviews talking about the beef that he's been at the last couple months. In January. He's the hottest thing in January. Soulja Boy starts off every year hot. Hot. Him and Chris Brown, him and Quavo, him and Amigos. Who else he been beefing with?
Any nigga that want to telegraph bullshit because they need a...
Soulja, bro, hit me, bro. Holla. Yeah, you got money, but you got money, but you lame, nigga. Your baby mama ain't got nothing good to say about you, nigga. What the fuck you mean? Don't act like I ain't been to your house and been around your fucking daughter, nigga.
When did Soulja Boy call out Kanye?
motherfucking...
Look, November 5th, 2021. I'm telling you, we just entered the Soulja era of 2022. He gonna be beefing with everybody. Everybody. From October to December, it's like hibernation for fucking squirrels, my nigga. He about to beef with everybody, nigga.
Public bitch ass nigga, don't get on no motherfucking public platform and say different from what the fuck you told me to my face. Tell me to my face that shit was trash, bitch ass, fucking scab head ass boy. Who cut your hair?
Yo, that's the thing about Soulja Boy. He funny. He said, "Who cut your hair?"
Who cut your hair?
Nah. Soulja is classic. Yo, Soulja, we not even gonna go back and forth because, like, yo, I don't even think, did I do anything? Yo, chat, y'all gotta send me what I did. Maybe it's gonna be cool. Like, he gonna be like, nah, I was tripping. Nah, I fuck with Akademiks. But fuck all these other pussy ass niggas. I love Soulja Boy, man. Fuck that. Okay. Now, let's go back to this.
Nigga, I was the first rapper on YouTube, nigga.
Yeah.
Akademiks, you was a fat bitch. You got on from talking about my life.
Yo, why I keep catching so much strays? Yo, chat, why do I keep catching so much strays?
And other rappers' life. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. You don't fuck no fine hoes. You don't get no money. You ain't never shot nobody. You ain't got a crew. You ain't never sold dope. You don't do shit, nigga. You's a bitch, nigga. You got rich from sitting at the computer talking about my life, nigga. You got rich from sitting at the computer talking about my life, nigga. You got rich from sitting at the computer talking about my life, nigga. You ain't never did shit in your own life. You don't do shit.
Yo, chat, why do people, I feel like they do more fat jokes versus me than Drewski, Rod Wave, Khaled, Ross, and all them niggas fatter than me. Facts. Can we keep it 100? Can we keep it 100? All right. Cool. That's Pluto. Hold on.
You don't even got a life. You don't got a life.
Yo, when Soulja Boy pick up a check, he don't give a fuck. I ain't gonna. One thing I'm gonna be honest with you, Soulja do stay with a bankroll now. Let's be honest. Soulja do stay with a bankroll. And ever since niggas started getting at his chain, remember when niggas used to say that nigga chains sound like frying pans when they be hitting each other? Ever since then, that nigga chains do be busting. I'm gonna be honest.
You don't got a life. You sit at the computer all day talking about me. Bitch ass nigga. You fat piece of shit. You fat bitch.
Yo, what's wrong with being fat?
Go eat some fucking McDonald's, nigga.
I do not eat McDonald's.
Burger King.
Burger King's okay. The Whopper's cool.
About to catch a heart attack ass. You fat obese son of.
No, we not about to catch a heart attack.
You out of shape, bad body built bitch. You fat motherfucker.
Yo, chat, you know what I realized? The day I got a 6-pack, it's over for these niggas. They can't say nothing else.
You fat bitch. You fat stinking bitch. Come on, man.
He's just talking about me?
Nigga, you musty as fuck. You look like you smell like dog water. You fat bitch. You fat pussy. You fool. Fat motherfucker. Stinking ass bitch.
God damn.
Bitch. Funky nasty bitch. Nigga, fuck DJ Akademiks. Nigga, fuck DJ Vlad. Nigga.
Wait, what did I do to him?
Nigga, Count Dracula looking bitch. You fucking white boy. Nigga. Fuck all y'all, nigga. I hate y'all bitches, nigga. What type of nigga get rich off of talking about another nigga? You motherfucking pussy.
Yo. Somebody gotta tell me, which one of y'all blog niggas is a culprit for Soulja getting so tight at us, bro? Which one of y'all did it? Because, put it like this. I did the math. Soulja was probably the first on YouTube. He was before any blogs. I think I did the math. I think, he's the first before any blogs. And by the way, Soulja, this is where you're hypocritical at. Because you came up on YouTube, I'm not saying you necessarily needed YouTube media, but other niggas need a YouTube media. And you can't be like, I'm the first on YouTube and not expect media to be on YouTube. You're the first rapper on YouTube, well, there's going to be the first medias on YouTube, brother. It's all part of the game. But anyway, let's keep going. Soulja's hilarious. Yo, by the way, you know another reason why I forgive Soulja too? Because Soulja talk like me off the Henny. I mean, I don't think I diss my friends, but like I go in. Here we go.
You methamphetamine, fentanyl looking and eat, bitch. You look like you eat fentanyl, Adam 22. fucking bitch. Pussy ass nigga. You went and took them ops up there to interview me. Now that nigga dead, nigga.
Wait. Adam 22 interviewed like his ops? Yo. Nah. Y'all gonna have to hit me with the DMs. Hit me with the DMs right now. Hit me with the DMs. I gotta see what Soulja Boy's talking about because he's upset, bro. And I ain't gonna lie. Here's another thing too. Oh, my number changed. Shit, fuck. I gotta hit Soulja with my new number. Because even if Soulja was mad at me about some shit, he wouldn't go rant like this. What happened? Yo, y'all sent me what set Soulja off. They said he's gonna get to it. He says somebody posted a video of him performing at a weed concert. Which, you know, ironically, I don't even know why he's like, him doing this is gonna make that concert get bigger. Like, I didn't post that shit. You feel me? I ain't posted. So him doing this is just only gonna make like, yo, everybody find the video.
Now that nigga dead, nigga. All your homies dead, bitch ass nigga. You fucking heroin taking bitch.
Okay, I might be remembering why he be mad at me. Okay, now I might remember why he mad at me. Because I did say Soulja caught his first L with Charleston White. In every situation, niggas try to rob him, he shot him. Any situation Soulja Boy catches a W, Soulja Boy getting pepper sprayed by Charleston White is too funny. I'm sorry. So that's that. Which, by the way, if out of all the L's you could catch, you was beefing with Quavo, Takeoff, Offset, Chris Brown. I don't know if you had beef with Casanova, but shit didn't look too good. You beefing with mad niggas, Young Dolph, all these people. And if the worst thing that happened to you is getting pepper sprayed, bruh.
Fuck you talking about, nigga? Fuck no jumper, nigga. We know you ain't got no jumper. You a white boy.
Oh, shit.
You fucking bitch. We know you ain't got no jumper, nigga. You's a white boy. Nigga. We know you can't shoot, nigga.
The nigga said,
Fucking
he said,
bitch.
I know you got no jumper.
Crackhead, pornographic, freaky bitch.
Yo, okay. Yo, tell me that Soulja watching Adam and Lena fuck, yo. He said you crackhead pornographic bitch.
You freaky ass bitch. You fucking pornographic, demonic looking crackhead ass bitch. Get the fuck out the culture. Get the fuck out the culture. Get the fuck out the culture. You methamphetamine crackhead.
Yo, chat, it's time again. We got to get Soulja back on the pod. Yo, by the way, every time I interview Soulja Boy, I always want these rants. I don't care if he cussing me. Yo, you know the first time on Everyday Struggle? Y'all remember this? Soulja Boy, Everyday Struggle. Like what? Like especially with like. By the way, I think Soulja Boy about his business. So like if niggas try him, I think Soulja Boy gonna do his thing. But I do know Soulja Boy knows how to heat up the internet. That nigga independent. He gonna cuss the niggas out. He gonna tell a couple niggas to go die. He gonna tell a couple niggas he gonna slap the shit out of them. And he gonna be hot. Then he about to drop a few fucking records. And he about to do a couple dances on TikTok. And he gonna catch one. And he gonna make like $2 million. And then he gonna repeat the cycle again 10 months later. That's how it works. All right, watch this. Yo, listen. Yo, so let me tell you this. When Soulja Boy came on Everyday Struggle, salute to the desk, salute to the whole production team. They're like, yo, all right, we're going to moderate. We're going to do this. We want to make sure he's like, you know, everything has to be organized. Like, you got to, you know, we don't want nobody getting loud. We don't want to get to no Vic Mensa point. You know what I told him? I said, listen, Nadeska, whatever you do, I want Big Draco. I don't want Soulja Boy. I want Big Draco, nigga. So when Soulja started shouting at me, I'm like, yes. I don't want these niggas to come sounding media trained and shit like that. I respected it. Soulja Boy was chewing me up. Pause. I was getting my little jazz back in, but that shit was hilarious. I love this.
I ain't got nothing else to pull. After all of this?
Yes, I'm still put people on, man. Shout out to Swervo from Texas. Shout out to Go Yayo from Dallas, Texas. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Lil Mosey. Shout out Lil Mosey.
Where's the clip where he getting on me, bro? It's the best clip in the world.
Yeah. Nigga, my Uncle Birdman and Old Tiger.
Before we get to that, the reason why I'm asking this and
yo, I don't know if I can find the part, but I think you see Wayno. You see me, I'm all about content. I'm all about content. Wayno at one point when like he had said something to Wayno, I can't remember what it was. Wayno felt a little tight. I could see it. Me, the whole time I'm thinking, you bitch niggas at Complex finna give me a raise. Me and Soulja Boy are prime content niggas. I don't give a fuck.
when I'm
wait, not to cut you off. Mm-hmm. How much money Fortnite made in the last couple months?
Nah, Soulja Boy was classic. This is classic. All right, let's get back into it.
Looking bitch, bald-headed white son of a bitch.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I think he talking about Adam. Adam not bald no more. Vlad used to he was bald in. They both admitted to me they got hair plant surgery. Chat. Niggas done got rich and they getting the hair plant surgery. I done got rich. Should I just go? I ain't saying go get that the Bandman Kevo BBL, but should I just suck a little fat out? You know what I mean? I mean, come back a little 6-pack. Niggas gonna be tight. Like, what's up, chat? What's up? What's up? What's up? You think, chat, y'all don't say next. Y'all saying yes? Word? I didn't even think y'all would ever say yes. Go to the gym? Nah, somebody said, nah, fuck that. Get that full. Yo, Bandman Kevin look like the Hulk. I ain't gonna lie. Like, listen, the best person who did fat jokes against me was Soulja Boy. I'm gonna give him that. But other than that, nigga, I'm used to the fat joke. You know, there's no other joke they could get at me about. They ain't never be like, the jokes only stop at the fat joke. So I usually ignore those. Somebody said, fuck it, you rich. Imagine if I had a surgery body with my belly button weird, like it's like over to the left. That's how it do. Yo, I seen Flex do one of them shits. I gotta show y'all. Funk Flex. I don't type BBL, but I fuck with Flex. He called me the other day. Funk Flex surgery. Y'all seen this shit, bro? Bro, I gotta show y'all this. Nah, this shit was crazy. Look at this shit right here. This shit was crazy. By the way, the reason I'm scared of surgery, listen, I told y'all, I'm pussy. I'm scared of dying, nigga. Like, I think that I do surgery, nigga, it ain't gonna turn out good for me. Everybody just get up off the surgery table, they be in the club 2 days later. Nigga, nah, not for me. Look at this.
I'm almost ready. I'm gearing up.
Here's the thing, too, though. You know what's so crazy about the surgery shit? Everybody just think I'm just crazy fat. Nigga, my head fat. That's the fat. There's mad niggas with a fat body but a skinny head. I got a fat head. That's facts. So maybe if I'm gonna start it out, I'm gonna say, let me just see the results. Suck the fat out of my cheeks and pause, and see if y'all could sculpt a nice. Hell no, nigga. I'm gonna be honest. You know the reason I wouldn't do that, bro. Yo, eventually I want to be 50, bro, and I really don't want to be 50 looking like how some of these motherfuckers. Yo, have you seen some of these people aging with surgeries? I just don't want to do it, bro. But look, watch this.
I mean, busy today, Doc. Yeah.
Look at this shit.
Make sure you got a bucket. We're recording it, okay? You take a little video now.
Nigga, this was all the fat. Look, all the fat that got taken out my stomach, armpit area, and back. Bruh. Nah, I'm good. Listen, man. I'm built for the fat jokes already. Yeah, y'all can just give me the fat jokes. It's cool. Nigga, if I ever died in fucking cosmetic surgery, nigga, I would be like, yo, like God would just be like, when I went to the pearly gates, he read my file, he said, why you here, nigga? Oh, you was just trying to get some fat sucked out of your back, nigga? Go to hell. Like, you know what I mean? Hell nah, nigga. I'm good. All right, anyway. Let's go back. We gotta figure, yo, somebody sent me on Instagram, why was Soulja Boy mad? who the fuck fucked with Big Draco's situation? Like, for example, if I ever posted anything that you know what I mean, okay, somebody got a one up on Big Draco, I'm gonna always post. I'm gonna be fair because he's an internet nigga too. Draco internet nigga too. Even though Draco be dissing us, he an internet nigga too. He gonna always post his side, and his side always gonna have some sense in it. So I'm gonna post his side, or I'm gonna look out for. I'm gonna make sure I'm be super fair. That's what I usually think. You know, if an artist don't like you being fair, you can't fuck with him, right? But I think Draco knows if something happened and it's legit, because sometimes they do be trying to like get narratives about it. If something happens legit, I'm gonna post it. But of course, when you say your shit or whatever the case is, you have proof. We gonna post that shit too. Here we go.
DJ Akademiks, you fat piece of shit.
He still going at me? What the fuck?
You fat motherfucker.
What? Yo, Biggie never got this type of bullying. This is crazy. And Biggie was like 600 pounds.
McDonald's. I got some McDonald's for your fat ass.
Oh my God.
You fat bitch. You fucking fat stinky bitch. Get the fuck out the culture, nigga. I hate you niggas.
What did I do?
I hate you bitch ass niggas, man. I hate you bitch ass niggas, man. What? Cause I ain't down with y'all agenda?
Yo, I thought me and Soulja was so yo, Soulja brought me up to go DJ for his verses, man. I'm mad supportive. What happened? Who did this? Yo, Sean Cotton, is it you? Vlad. I heard it was Vlad. Or is it Adam?
Y'all want to try to make up narratives about me? Y'all want to try to make me look bad? Huh?
Okay, chat. Could y'all pull up my last post? Show me. Yo, y'all got to DM me this shit, please. DM me on Instagram. I'm looking at it. Find out where I've posted about Soulja Boy recently. I got to see why this is happening.
Bitch ass nigga. Y'all trying to make me look bad, huh? You fat piece of shit. DJ Akademiks, you's a fat bitch. You still a virgin, nigga. You still a fucking virgin, you fat bitch. I don't give a fuck how much money you get, nigga. You still gonna be a fat piece of shit, you jelly roll neck bitch.
He said jelly. No, I'm not a jelly roll. All right, hold on. All right, let me, so I found the post. Thank you, Boom. Thank you. Hype and Hip Hop. I don't even know this page. Not even really trying to give them promo. Oh, they have 1 million followers. See? There's mad hip hop places I don't be knowing have, look, they got mad followers. I don't even know. It's the first time I've ever heard of this page. They posted, and I gotta see, I gotta find it. Oh. Here we go. Did I post? I don't think I posted this. Here we go. Rick. Oh, he performing Rick and Morty. Nah. I ain't posted. Did I post this? I ain't post this, right? Here we go. Rick. That is so fire.
Rick and Morty.
Okay. Let me see who did post it. Okay. Somebody said, this is a weed fest. That's how they all look. Fade out of their mind. No one got energy. Soulja Boy don't got no fans, that's why. Only 7-year-olds listen to that songs, this and third. I didn't post this, though. Even if this came across my table, I would see the name Soulja Boy and be like, okay, let me check. Rick and Morty. Soulja Boy was killing TikTok like last year. Or earlier this year, I should say. I'll look at that chat. Y'all said what? Soulja's on YouTube? Oh, I gotta go see. Wait, how's he on YouTube? Okay. Soulja Boy's live on YouTube. Yo, Soulja Boy streams everywhere. Soulja Boy. He's live on YouTube? Here we go. Channel. Is he live? No, he's not. Not live like hell. He not live. This is his page, right? How's he live? He's on YouTube live? Soulja Boy live. How do I find him? Oh! You found him.
I keep it too real.
Oh, we got Draco.
I want to fake it sometimes, but I can't. I just can't. You feel me? So, no jumper. If you want to have a conversation and talk about it, and we break it all the way down, cool. I ain't tripping, but I just had to let y'all know how I felt.
Should I call Draco?
I think you got the same number, felt, man.
Rewind.
I was mad that morning. I ain't gonna lie. I'm still mad at DJ Vlad. So, you know what I'm saying? And then Say Cheese talking about catch a fade and all this shit. Like, bro, stop it, bro. Like, come on, bro. But I'm still mad at DJ Vlad. Hey, man, shout out to Kiss My. But I'm asking you to put some respect on my name.
I'm about to call Draco. We gotta call Draco. Should we call Draco? Draco, if you still got the same number, I'm finna call you. Hold up. Does Draco got the same number? I gotta call Draco. What did I have him saved as my phone? Maybe it's Big Draco. Big Draco. Wait. This might be it. Hold on. Okay. I found it. I think this is still his number. I'm gonna FaceTime him. Here we go. I hope this is his number still. If somebody else answers, it's gonna be wild. Draco! Yo! You can hear me? Nigga! Yo, Draco. Yo. No, we gotta talk. Yeah, you can hear me? I can hear you, but we gotta talk. Yo. What happened? We gotta talk. Yo, Draco, we gotta talk in person. What happened? Yo. You know what it is? Hey, I already looked at you like. Now we'll talk. We can talk. You know, we can chop it up whenever, however you want to do it. But you know what it is? It was a post you posted I didn't like, and I really looked at you like my homie. I'm like, yo, act that bitch to my crib. This like my brother. So I think, you know what I'm saying? It just kind of. Hold on, which post? Because that post you told me, I don't think I posted. I don't want to talk about the post, act. I don't want to bring no light to the post, act. It was a bad post, act. Okay. This is my new number. You don't have to text me about that post. Alright, I got you. Because. My bad. You gotta text me about that post because, nigga, let me tell you this. I go at it with a lot of artists, and everybody have seen over the years I've gone in with a lot of artists, and me and you, we going at it before too. But me and you, we locked in, and this is what that means to me. If you say something, and this is why everybody wants to be like, yo, why are you not going crazy? I said no. I've been to that man's house. We already chopped it up. I said maybe he seen something that's he don't understand, or I ain't gonna lie, cause I seen you been going off on these other blog niggas for a minute. I'm like, exactly. I'm like, you know what it is too. I was mad at them. I'm so mad at them. I just threw you in the mix too. I was mad at all y'all. I'm like, yo, I think I just went even harder. You feel me? So I know how you get down, nigga. I just told my chat, I'm like, yo, Akademiks can post one bad thing out of 20. Like, bro, you post 20 good things. I'm like, you post one bad thing. I can't snap like that. But you my nigga, though, Ak. You my nigga. Of course, yo, Soldier, I was letting these niggas know. First of all, I was trying to actually. I hit my own phone company. I said, how I don't got the iPhone 14 yet? How y'all give it to Draco? How he always get the first? What is this type of like?
You know, I'm tapped in. Come on now.
but for real though, I was really thinking. I'm like, damn. I know with me and you though, if anything ever get posted, which by the way, for everybody who's even on my chat, right? It's like, yo, we're bloggers and we blog pages, and sometimes we put stuff up, and sometimes it's not the whole truth. Sometimes it's also, some people might just have a clickbait type thing that might push a narrative. But once you lock in with somebody, you can know what their intention is. Because, like, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what's going on with you and Vlad. I think Vlad not fucking with you like that. He not fucking with you. But with me, I'm like, yo, nigga, I wouldn't intentionally post no shit like, oh yeah, Soulja Boy shit just kind of turned down. So that's why I'm like, yo, I was about to say, which one of y'all blog niggas got him dissing me?
Right, nah, you good. I send you the exact post what it is, you know what I'm saying, what it was, but I sent a trip that hard. You feel what I'm saying? You could post something bad, whatever. But
nah, you was going
I was just mad because I felt like I really felt like the media was trying to create a narrative or something. I'm like, hold on, like what's going on? But it's all good.
Nah. But bro, listen, you gotta realize, if anybody knows anything with me, especially when I lock in with an artist, I'm definitely, I would never come smiling in a nigga's face. I would never come be at your residence and then be on some fake shit for the internet. And honestly, if you ask anybody especially how I post you, I usually post you very complimentary. Or if it's going to be something bad, I'm not saying I won't ever put it up, but I'm going to try to do my due diligence. Like, let me check this out for real. Other niggas is just going up. We locked in, so you know what I mean? So that's why I was like, yo, damn. The only thing I heard you mention...
It just caught me by my surprise, and we didn't have a combo. I expect you at least hit me like, nigga, this look crazy, but it's going up. Like, what is this? Woo-woo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
And we going to talk about that, too.
Don't get no BBLs. Don't get no surgeries, none of that.
Yo, so how Soulja gonna tell me? Yo, Soulja, you got the best jokes about my weight, nigga. Yo, Soulja, after you roasted me years ago, no other nigga could say nothing. I'm like, yo, Soulja done said that already, right?
It's all good. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Soulja, yo, by the way, and this is what I was also saying, sometimes you don't know the full thing, and also sometimes, a lot of times the internet just want everybody to be at it. Just like, I just seen like Sosa was reacting to some shit, and some chick, when she was spicing it up type shit, you feel me? And when she was spicing it up, I really respected him because he could have went off. Because if somebody tell you right now that blah, 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 you're like, nigga, what? But he kept it cool. So it's one of those things where like everybody would be like, yo, Soulja disrespecting Volley. I'm like, nigga, I know Soulja. I met him. I know how he move. We gonna watch the video. This shit is hilarious. But before I say nothing, I'm gonna talk to him. If I never locked in with him, I'm not waiting to talk to you. But I locked in with a nigga already. You feel me?
Man, we know how you move, man.
Come on, man. So it's one of those type of things, man. But yo, everything good with you, nigga?
Everything Gucci, man. Everything lit, man. Everything straight over there. Gucci too.
Of course. Yo, this is my new number. You know what's so crazy? Because I was definitely gonna hit your manager, nigga. Yo, but it's my new number, yo. Because I know y'all came out here to Rolling Loud, nigga. Like, we should have got up. We should have got up, man, nigga.
We good. Whenever, man, we lock in whenever. It's nothing. We schedule and set it up. It's nothing. It's easy.
Yo, we about to be in Miami for like a couple weeks soon, so we'll set it up. But yo, listen, I don't know about any other blogger. I'm only speaking for myself. I fuck with Soulja. I don't catch no offense to it. And actually, I'm finna watch the rest of the video because I know you probably gonna not only have some jokes, you gonna maybe have a point. And I'm trying to see what they did to you. Because I know how I should be.
Exactly.
I know I should be.
Because I keep it real, bro. And I'm not finna go and be tripping for no reason like that. Come on, man.
Wait. I thought it was Say Cheese because Sean Cotton was on some shit like Let's Catch a Fade. I'm like, whoa, he went.
Say Cheese is Sean Cotton, and we gonna handle all that too. Niggas talking, we gonna handle all of that too. Everything is gonna get handled.
Then the nigga gonna tell me like Vlad sent it to me. He's like, nah, it's cause I posted some shit about somebody's dad, and I'm like, so that's why the whole time I'm like, what I get into? I'm like, y'all niggas dissing Draco, y'all know what I come with. Why am I in it? Yo,
Act, I'm finna lock you in right now, man. Love, man.
Yeah. Yo, the last thing I'm gonna say, nigga, listen. I think me and you, we cool enough, and also like this is where I'm at in just my life. You know what I mean? Like, yo, bro, you can't be going back and forth with, especially like, nigga, you set a foundation for like YouTube. I'm setting a foundation for a lot of the new media guys, bro. We shouldn't be going back and forth with it. And honestly, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, hopefully we get to a point. I would love to sit down with me, you, and Vlad, and we could figure some shit out because, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, man. We gotta come to the resolution around here. Me and you good. Me and you
no,
good. But me
yo,
and them,
I wanna.
Cause hey, they gotta respect us, bro. They gotta respect this shit.
No. Hey, I don't know if and I know you watched the whole thing when I was talking to Vlad. I did say, bro, you see, me personally, I'm not gonna find the niggas you shot. I wouldn't do it.
Exactly.
But that's his thing, and that's what I'm like, yo, you know what? We could all sit down. You know, we all men. Yo, this culture helped us all. You know, we ain't about to throw away like our blessings for some dumb shit. But we also want respect, and we also want some type of, you know, acknowledgement of where the respect should be. Yo, we gonna figure this shit out. We gonna figure this shit out, man.
Exactly. All right, I'm locking you in, my man.
All right, love, bro. That's Draco, man. Y'all niggas stop playing, man. I love Draco. I'm sorry. Nah, Drake, he did disrespect. And I love Draco still. I don't care what y'all niggas say. This was the video. Okay. He said he didn't like something I posted. I wonder what I posted. So good. Let's keep watching.
You pork chop eating motherfucker. I hate your fat punk bitch ass nigga.
Is he still on me?
Nigga. LL Cool J right, nigga. You's a bitch, nigga.
What?
You fat snitch loving bitch. You fat snitch rat loving punk. Fat jelly roll, jelly donut.
Is that new?
Skittle taste the rainbow hamburger helper. Ronald McDonald neck ass fat jelly roll, bitch. Fuck you, DJ Akademiks. I hate you.
Oh my God. I'm gonna have to skip a little bit ahead. We just talked.
Do my interview, nigga. We gonna set the record straight, nigga. You's a bitch, nigga. Y'all niggas try to create narratives against me. Y'all some hoes. I hate y'all niggas, boy. I hate y'all fuck niggas, boy. Bitch ass nigga.
Yo, to be very clear, yo, I understand a nigga like Soulja. And y'all know me. I know when a nigga has to do some shit. No. Soulja don't want... Let me tell you this. Soulja's independent. He's a nigga who wants... Like, he wants to be seen in a good light at all times. Now, granted, and I'll tell him, I told him now, there's going to be at times we're going to post things you might not like. However, because you're one of those people who care that much, and by the way, I know he would be like, it's going to sound triggering. He's not that different from 6ix9ine in the sense of they both know what these new media platforms post about them. Here's the thing, though. You know what 6ix9ine does? I'm giving all y'all advice, free game. 6ix9ine gonna hit y'all before this shit come out. He gonna give y'all the real video. He gonna give y'all his angle. The shit happened in Dubai. That nigga had an angle that I ain't never see. He said, "Ack, why you ain't post this?" I was like, "Yo, bro, I ain't never seen this video." It's like, and then I say, "You sure you want me to post it?" He's like, "Nah, post this shit, nigga, because it's gonna be a conversation. At least let them see my side." You get what I mean? Soulja's like that too. And that's why I feel like I believe that I don't think Soulja wants to run the media. You see, I can't be cool with anybody who thinks they run your platform. If a nigga think they run your platform, you can't be cool with him. But I do think that because Soulja's independent, if he sees 2-3 media sites post something that might quote unquote be funny about him that don't make him look good, he think they against him. You know what I mean? And this is why conversation and communication needs to exist. Now, granted, I have to say, everybody isn't Soulja Boy. Everybody isn't Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy has a legend card that even though he still acts wild, if you ask me, Soulja Boy's legend card is just like LL Cool J's legend card. I'm going to be honest. If when he pulls it, you have to respect it somewhat. You feel me? Anyway, bro, this was jokes, bro. Like, I love watching it.
And you'll never be cooler than me, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. You's a white boy, fucking culture vulture, bitch. I'm a real rapper, gangster, swag, nigga, trendsetter, bitch. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Bitch ass nigga. Now stop posting on me, nigga. Fuck ass nigga. Fuck you talking about. Y'all niggas some hoes, nigga. Stop posting about me, bitch. Did I give you permission to put my name on anything? Fuck, nigga. Why y'all didn't post my Rolling Loud performance then? Bitch ass nigga. Bitch ass nigga. Motherfucking culture vultures, nigga. Y'all don't know shit about the trenches. Y'all never been to the hood. Y'all wasn't raised like we was, nigga. Stop making fun of us, nigga. Stop talking about us, nigga. Start supporting us, nigga. You's a white boy. You ain't even black. You a white boy, nigga. Fuck, nigga. Watch your mouth when you speaking on the culture, nigga.
I love it.
White boy ass, nigga. Crackhead ass, nigga. Methamphetamine sick looking ass, nigga. You look sick, bitch ass, nigga. Watch what the fuck you posting, pussy, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. You look like a crackhead, nigga. You get niggas indicted and locked up and all type of shit. Pussy ass, nigga. DJ Vlad, you the police, fat ass, nigga. Nigga gonna ask me who I shot. Fuck ass nigga, don't be asking me no shit like that. Police ass nigga, broke ass nigga, bitch ass nigga. Nigga gonna tell me I got 20,000 for an interview. No, I'm not doing no interview with you, bitch. I don't need no fucking money from you pussy ass blogging niggas, nigga. I don't need no fucking 20,000 from you, DJ Vlad. What the fuck I look like? Nigga better go interview Boosie, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga better go interview Boosie, nigga. Nigga better go talk to Boosie, nigga. I ain't got shit to say to no fucking DJ Vlad, nigga. Police ass, nigga. Better go talk to them other rappers, nigga. Big Draco ain't got shit to say to your pussy ass, nigga. Trying to get a nigga indicted. Nigga, I ain't going to jail for none of you bitch ass niggas. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Better go interview one of them other rappers, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Better go interview one of them. Nigga, I ain't got shit to say to you, pussy ass nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga.
Yo, I love. Yo,
I ain't got
shit to say. Yo, chat. Nah, I don't care what y'all say, bruh. I love Soulja Boy, bruh. Yo, by the way, this is why hip hop is hypocritical. Only certain niggas could do these things. Soulja the only nigga who could do this, and I'm glad that me and him we got into it one time real quick because now. We know what it is. I know what it is, especially as a content creator and a platform owner. Like, I'll post him dissing me. I don't care, right? It's the same way Kanye. Kanye's the only nigga who could throw certain type of rants. And we all know that. Don't your bitch ass try to do the same thing that Kanye do. And don't your bitch ass try to do the same thing that Soulja Boy do. It's two different artists. They're legends and they're, like, you know what I mean? Somehow the fans have accepted them for them.
Say to your bitch ass, nigga. I don't want no fucking 20K, nigga. I don't want none of that. Keep your weak ass money, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. I make 100,000 on a bad day, nigga. Make 200K on a good day, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Keep your pussy ass money, nigga. Bitch ass, nigga. Yeah, go interview them other niggas. Fuck you talking about, boy. I ain't got shit to say to your bitch ass, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Go run it up, broke ass nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Nigga, I am Big Draco, nigga. Fuck you talking about, boy. Y'all bitch ass nigga wanna have a conversation with me, nigga. You got my motherfucking number, bitch ass nigga. We can speak on it. Other than that, don't never go on your motherfucking blog, nigga, trying to create a narrative that don't exist. Fuck, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Boy, you know who the fuck I'm is, nigga?
Told that shit, Big Draco!
Y'all niggas, boy. Y'all niggas some hoes, nigga. I done figured this shit out, nigga. I see what you niggas doing, nigga. You niggas trying to make me look bad, nigga. Every motherfucking Rolling Loud performance I did was sold out and turned, nigga. Why they ain't post nan one on? Bitch ass, nigga. I get to a motherfucking weed festival. These folks 40 years old in the crowd and everybody high. Y'all gonna post a video talking about why the crowd do Soldier like that. Bitch ass nigga, we were high. We were kicking it. Why you ain't post a Rolling Loud performance in New York? Why you ain't post a Rolling Loud performance in Miami? Why you ain't post a Rolling Loud performance in goddamn LA? Cause y'all some bitch ass niggas. That's why. Fuck nigga. Y'all wait till I had one performance with niggas chilling and try to make it look like, man, stop playing with me, nigga.
Stop playing with that nigga, man.
Fuck ass nigga. Y'all know I own my masters, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Y'all niggas know I own my masters, nigga. Fuck you talking about. I ain't signing no contract, nigga. I don't owe none of you pussy niggas a motherfucking thing, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. I don't owe none of you niggas shit, nigga.
That's what
Straight
I'm
up,
talking about.
nigga.
Big Draco, nigga.
I control the motherfucking narratives, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Bitch ass nigga. Y'all got me fucked up, boy. Nigga. Bitch ass nigga. Shout out to New York. Y'all know what the fuck going on. I did an interview with all you niggas. I came and did interviews with all you niggas. That's what I'm saying. Fuck niggas. Nigga put, man.
I love
it. Nigga shed light on y'all platform. Nigga shed light on y'all platform. That's what I'm saying, man. Y'all nigga bitches. What the fuck y'all niggas even gonna have me come do an interview with y'all pussy niggas anyway to turn around and hate on a nigga? Man, I got the number one most viewed interview on Say Cheese.
What?
5 years ago. Yo, Sean Cotton, you was a bitch, bro. 5 years ago, bro. 4.9 million views. I got more views than any interview on Say Cheese, bro. You know what I'm saying? 5 years ago, before anybody supported y'all, before anybody knew who y'all was, bro. I put y'all niggas on, bro. 4.9 million views, bro. 5 years ago, before any of these other niggas, before any of this couch chasing shit. And y'all niggas got the nerve to turn around and hate on me, bro. Y'all niggas got the nerve to turn around and bite the hand that fed y'all, bro. I'm the nigga that brought views to y'all shit, bro. I got the most viewed video interview on y'all fucking channel, bro. The most views on y'all fucking channel, my nigga. For y'all to turn around and be doing all this sucker shit. For y'all to be turning around and doing all this hating and all this sucker shit. This shit crazy, bro. Every time I help a nigga, bro. Every time I help a nigga, bro. Why the fuck y'all niggas even come and interview me for in the first place? To turn around and hate on a nigga, bro. Y'all fight the hand to feed y'all, bro. If it wasn't for me, y'all nigga wouldn't even have the views that y'all got, bro. I hate y'all niggas. I hate y'all niggas with a passion. Y'all niggas make me sick to my fucking stomach. Y'all some hoes. Nigga do an interview with y'all niggas, put y'all niggas on for y'all to turn around and do all this sucker shit. Man, you got a problem with me, bro? Just say that, bro. If you got a problem with me, my nigga, say that. You ain't gotta get at me through no interviews and sneak this and all this fuck shit, nigga. Puss ass niggas, boy. Y'all niggas, boy. Say Cheese, y'all gotta be ashamed of y'all fucking self. They gotta show. Anytime you niggas get the feeling y'all self, anytime y'all niggas get a little views, anytime y'all niggas get a little clout, y'all niggas just.
All right. That was good. Anyway, I just sent out some tweets. Yeah, he pretty much gets it, everybody. Love you, Soldier Boy. Me and you will talk soon. We're gonna do an interview. Soldier's cool, bro. Like, I understand his frustration. And we're going to bring that to a podcast. So whatever the post is, I know he's going to hit me privately about it. Whatever the post is, I'm going to talk to him about. And we're going to bring it on air. We're going to talk about it. If I was wrong, I'll admit I was wrong. And if he was being sensitive, we're going to talk about that too. Bro, it's all about, these days in hip hop, you see what everybody's mad at me is like, I tell everybody, let's have a conversation, especially the relevant people who want to talk to me. LL, if LL say, yo, I'm about to shoot something because I want to talk to you because I feel like you, the epitome of the disrespectful young niggas. Show up, blah, blah, tomorrow. I'll do it. Nobody want to talk. Breakfast Club is the first platform. That's why I always fuck with Charlamagne, my nigga. Everybody talking about me this week. Nobody invite me to talk except one nigga, Charlamagne. Nobody else want to talk to me. When I mean nobody else, they want to talk about me because they want to just use that clip to fuel their narrative, but they don't want to talk to me. Anyway. All right, cool. Let's move on, chat. We're going to go to Twitter. Just tweet out a few things. If you don't know, the baby is scheduled to catch a flop. That's what it is. The Baby on Baby 2 is on pace to be outside the top 20 this week. It's expected that its first week sales will be around 13 to 16K first week. The Baby's a huge artist. Even though he did drop unexpectedly the night of, that's really low. Youngboy dropped, think about it. NBA Youngboy dropped, hold on. Wait, hold on. Ooh, Russ just DM me. Russ. Oh man, I love Russ. Yo, I love Russ. Russ just, he commented about some actual shit. We want to talk about it. What Drake did? Yo, me and Russ are arguing in DMs, like back and forth. Hold on. What Drake did? This last shit? All right, yo, me and Russ, we gotta talk. Russ is messaging me right now. We going back and forth on DMs. Y'all can't see my DMs on this bitch, right? All right, bet. Cool. Huh? No, Russell Simmons is Russ, like the artist Russ. Salute to my nigga Russ. Yeah. So, salute to Russ. Me and him, we got a lot to talk about. Anyway, let's just talk about this. The Baby on Baby 2 is on pace to be outside the top 20 this week. It's expected that his first week sales will be around 13 to 16K first week. If you ask me, this is my personal opinion, so this will be updated. I think he's going to do 23. When it's all said and done, right now it's Wednesday. the charting data is going to be closed at, let me see, I'm trying to do 24 plus 11, that's 35. There's 35 hours more left. Anytime people see sales predictions, especially this is going to go viral today, that the baby is not going to do well, people are going to stream it more. So it's not going to do between 13 and 16. Right now it's on pace to do 13 and 16. It's going to go up to 20. It's going to go up to 20. Label might do some extra shit. Let's say 23. Okay? Now, he might just say that was a mixtape. That's a good way to explain it. But in reality, he's not going to be doing over 30. If he does over 30, they're buying records. Wild, blatant, buying records. There's no way he gets from 13 to 16 to that pace. I think he should do around like, he might even beat that guy Lucky and probably just do like 23 or something like that. You feel me? Here's the thing. And this is what me and Russ was talking about. I said, I told you Ebro and Apple Music blackballed him. Let's be clear. There's a few things, and I'm going to be honest with it because I know Russ is watching. I don't know if he's watching or he's just reading my tweets. Okay. This is bigger than just Ebro and Apple Music. He dropped an album last minute. If you ain't that guy, you can't drop albums last minute. I've always said that if Drake really gave a month or a month and a half's notice in when he was going to drop an album, he would gain he could possibly do $1 million again. Okay? The baby did that. He's been going through a lot of stuff. A lot of entities don't want to fuck with him. He's being under playlisted. But here's the thing, and this is why someone like Russ would even message me. Because the under playlisting that the baby's getting is still more than the playlisting that Russ would get. Do you get what I mean? So I'm not saying they're not playlisting him at all. They're just not treating him like the artist who sold 120 last time. This is why my next tweet says the baby's last project in 2020. Blame it on baby sold 124 first week. His new project, after being blackballed by Ebro, Apple Music, is scheduled to do less than 20K. Now y'all understand my Ebro conversation. DSP controls who's hot and who's not. Fall out of favor with them, you're done. Granted, I will say this. The baby, I don't think he has a hot song at the moment, so I'll give you that. But even if we chop his album sales in half, 124 divided by 2, that's 62. He's not selling half of what he would have normally sold. He's selling literally 1/10. But it also has to do with playlists not fucking with you as the artist that you were successful before about. That's what it is. Yo, I'm messing with Russ. I'm sorry. Yo, I'm arguing with Russ so crazy. Oh man. Yo, I wish should I try to get Russ on the stream? Yes! What is he talking about? Yo, I gotta do a podcast with Russ. I don't even want to bring him on stream. I'm like arguing with him right now. Like we're like in live arguing. I love Russ, by the way. By the way, another reason, Russ is like a public treasure. I love arguing with him. I love when he's giving me new information. I love when I could give him new information. I've always loved Russ. My bad. I'm like we're going back and forth about like nerd stats. Like I'm talking to him about like how much just like playlist matters and shit like that. And I'll give you some stats, right? I'm like, 84% of the revenue or even like, the sales when it comes to music in the last like, like year or so is coming from 84% is coming from streaming. Not only that, 73% of songs being played on a DSP. So off the 84%, 73% of that is going to come from people who are clicking recommended songs or letting Spotify or letting Apple Music or letting whatever DSP choose the music in the sense of a playlist, recommended, next up, or whatever the case is. So in reality, most people don't pick their music. You know what I mean? That's what people have realized. You give people the aux, you know what people do? They play one or two songs and then they let the algorithm figure out what's next or what sounds similar to that. That's the reality of it. So when people try to act like playlists and all that shit don't count, nigga, that's all that counts. Nigga, if you're not in the algorithm of music, you're done. All right. I gotta stop arguing with Russ because like I have a whole stream going on here. Yo, Russ, me and you, Russ, me and you, we definitely gotta. I just gotta like pull up on you, and we gotta talk about a lot of stuff. I don't want to read his DMs out loud. Let's see. All right, cool. Damn, what we talking about right now? All right, chat. Let me get back in the comment section. Yo, Russ, I gotta give you my new number, nigga. I love to argue with you, but we gotta argue on text, not like DMs. We're arguing on DMs. All right. Okay, I know. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. Here we go. Oh, did y'all see this? So Cardi B is admitting that, her decision to, she got a bunch of goons. Apparently she heard, 6ix9ine's girl. Let me give y'all the tea. Y'all want to hear the tea? 6ix9ine girl Jade. She got a sister, okay? These two right here are sister. Oh, no. Actually, that's her twice. Jade. What's the other girl's name? No, they're right here. These two. Wait. Yeah, these two right here. These two right here are sisters. So 6ix9ine met his girl, which is her on the right, right? So this girl on the right. This is 6ix9ine's girl. He met them like in 2018, right before he got locked up. Anyway, the tea was back then, like they were bartenders. The tea is that, I know, y'all might be like, stop saying the tea. I know, I get it. What people are saying is that both of them were fucking, or one of them, I don't know who, I just don't know. They were fucking Offset. Offset been married to Cardi B. They used to work at like some New York club. Cardi B was tight that they were fucking her man. She showed up there with her goons. Cardi B is like super ganged up or whatever the case is. She brings a bunch of goons there and she points out the girls who's fucking her man. She tells people to beat their ass, and then apparently she was in the back throwing buckets and all type ice buckets and shit at them or whatever the case is. They got beat up pretty bad. I think this was before 6ix9ine even kind of met her. Anyway, 6ix9ine meets her later because what happens is like the whole New York scene turned on them. Like people are gonna choose the hotter person. The hotter person is Cardi. They want Cardi to be in their club rather than two girls who are bartenders or whatever they do, right? And essentially, they got beat up. All the clubs chose Cardi. They, my bad. Fuck. They both, I think they're suing Cardi, but also I think they pressed charges. So the police was looking at Cardi for assault, and Cardi was facing some serious time. Anyway, Cardi just like, it lasted for a while from like 2018 till now. Cardi pled guilty to like throwing buckets, but not really to like sending people to beat them up. It was one of the weird pleas, but Cardi's rich. That's how it goes. The rich people never plead guilty to the real shit, right? And Cardi B's only got to do like 200 hours of like community service and she's good. Now, what's happened is that I'm pretty sure they're going to just sue her like on some civil shit just to make sure they get some money out of Cardi. But that's just part of the game. Anyway, Cardi B, while she was accused of beating these women up and sending gang members to go beat them up, Cardi B is lamenting over her losing money. She said, my stupid decisions, which is trying to beat up bitches who fucked her husband, my stupid decisions from the past cost me to miss out on money now. I had a multi-million-dollar Call of Duty deal on the table that I couldn't take because of court. Guys, think twice before these quick decisions. Lesson learned. I'm glad she said that because, a lot of times, I've adopted this thing and everybody always, they're confused when I say it. My new thing is saying, when you're a celebrity, when you have a brand, when you have a lot to lose, you have to learn to take the L. And there's certain times, bro, that you're like, bro, I have these resources, I have this. But trust me, a lot of times when you're rich and you have a brand, you got to learn to take the L. I don't care if you came from, and this is what a lot of niggas from the hood have a hard part of like acknowledging. You have to take the L. Like you can't be a gangster that's a celebrity. That just won't work. Because you know what happens? Yeah, somebody did some shit to you and then you pay some other motherfuckers to do some shit to them. If they could link it back to you, they're going to get paid. That's a win. If somebody does some shit to you, you can't sue. You're not going to get no money out of it. Like, there's no benefit for you. if anybody does anything to you, or if you allegedly do anything to anyone else, there's always a benefit. So it's one of those shitty situations where like you almost got to take the L. So in reality, I'm glad Cardi tweeted this out, because I don't care if both of them or none of them or maybe somebody else was fucking Offset. At the end of the day, you're still with Offset. You didn't bring him to child support and fucking divorce court or whatever. I don't know if they had kids or they were married by the time, but you didn't do all that. What are you gonna get from it? So now you beat up the girls who fucking slept with him, but in reality, they could all sue you for money. You got a lot of money. So you beat them up, and they're probably going to get $200,000 a piece, and then you have to do a bunch of community service. Who won? It's one of those situations. So it's one of those situations I think Cardi's realizing you should have took the L. Yeah, they fucked your man, but you're a fucking millionaire. She probably had offers and deals on the table that as soon as they seen the headline, oh, Cardi B beat up 2 bitches. You know what they said? Oh, we're good. You lost out on millions. It's very hard. Trust me, it's even been hard for me, because when you got money, you have to learn to take the L. Because in regular life, all these tough gangsters will sue you. They'll sue you because you got money. You can't sue them. So you're trying to play on the same rules as them, like, oh, now we keeping it in the streets and the clubs. That's what Cardi was probably thinking at first. Oh, we keeping it like this? No, they're going to sue you. They don't have no money to give you. You have a lot of money to give them. So Cardi, she got to do community service. And watch, these 2 girls are going to sue them. Even though, like, Shorty's with 6ix9ine, but of course, why wouldn't you sue? Like, don't everybody, and this is why I tell artists, like, you know, even me, I think I'm learning that too. Yo, people always be like, yo, oh, you let this girl do this, you let that girl do that. Bro, you know how many times I want to be an asshole? I just want to, like, I'm petty. And then when somebody whispers some real knowledge in your ear, like, okay, you know, if you do that, you're opening yourself up to a lawsuit. You can't sue them. If you go online talking about them, it doesn't matter. But if they sue you, that's a thing. There's been mad times, like, there's been chicks who've been just like assholes or whatever, and I was about to cancel their flights, and I'm like, I got to take the L. I got to take the L. That's just how it goes. I explain this to my family a lot, because they always be like, yo, no, the reason why you're going through certain shit in your life is just because how you act. And I'm like, y'all not rich and famous. Y'all work regular fucking jobs. And I hate to ever say that to my family, but I got to, because they never understand my life. Y'all work regular jobs. When y'all deal with a bitch, and if y'all fuck her and she don't like you, or you, like, you know what I mean, you gassed her up and you just fucked her and you dipped, she got nothing to do or no recourse to get. With a nigga like me, she starts thinking money. My family can never understand that. No, how about... It don't matter. Because y'all won't go through that. That's why, like, a lot of times they'd be like, oh, like, why don't you tell us what's going on? Because y'all work a regular job. It's like Cardi B. Cardi B, you got a husband. You're not no regular bitch in the Bronx. There's 2 bitches who are bad as fuck are fucking your husband. You can't show up with goons to get them beat up, to throw buckets at them, and not think you're not about to pay maybe $500,000. Not only in civil legal suit, you're gonna pay $300,000, $400,000 in you paying your lawyers. You done lost $1 million. So Call of Duty was, let's say Call of Duty was gonna give her $2.5 million. You lost that deal, and then you cost yourself another $1 million. You know what? Think about it. The only real thing, and by the way, I'm not getting at Cardi here. I'm trying to make a bigger example because I've gone through this. Because I stopped talking to my family about industry shit because they're dumb. And when I mean they're dumb, they can't understand it. They don't understand that by definition, everybody who deals with me is seeing somebody who's a rich multi-millionaire. Their whole perspective is different. I'm talking about one of my brother's friends, and he's like, oh yeah, I be curving bitches like this. I just be going ghost. Bruh, when I curve chicks these days, these bitches got a story to tell. They want to expose. They want to come up with some weird story. Bruh, there's no win. So you know what I've learned? Even when a chick's been fucked up, you got to take the L. Be nice to them, because at the end of the day, you could lose more money by trying to make a point than just taking an L. Just think about it. If Cardi B had been like, yo, bro, you know what? These little bitches fucking my nigga. I'm going to check him. I'm going to make sure he don't go back to those clubs. I'm going to, whatever, at least with him. But I'm not going to beat no bitches up. Cardi's lost at least $1 million for beating these chicks up. And then she lost a multi-million-dollar deal. Let's just call it 2.5. So she's out $3.5 million for beating these bitches up. That street respect gets you nothing. If she took the L to be like, yo, well, I'm dating Offset. He's a lit nigga. Bitches might try to fuck him. Shit, I could get mad at him because he my husband, but I can't really do nothing to them. Take that L. This ain't you back in the day beating bitches up. You know what she would have still done? Still had $1 million in her pockets from not having a lawsuit and had a $2.5 million deal. She cost herself at least $3.5 million. Let's be honest. Is fighting with any bitch or any nigga about your situation that worth that much? No. So of course she fought it, and like, you know, it's the best situation for her in terms of a win. But I'm glad she acknowledged it. Her stupid decision from the past caused her to miss out on money. The chicks that was fucking your man, if you gave them the money you missed out on for beating their ass, wouldn't even fuck your man. If before them chicks met 6ix9ine, if you showed up and said, here's $3.5 million, don't fuck Offset, you think they're fucking Offset? They don't care. They're there for the bag. So it's like people like Cardi and shit, I be realizing with me, because I'm so petty. And I always want to, like, you know, I'm like, man, I got resources. I'm gonna make a issue or an example out of people. But bro, how you can't sue a broke nigga? What are you gonna get from it? It is what it is. Okay, so again, I'm thankful that Cardi B put this out, because a lot of people just think that, like, you know, it's all fun and games. In reality, Cardi, this is her admitting she should have never beat them chicks up. She cost herself $3.5 million, and even if them girls don't get a dime from her, they were broke before, they broke now. You were rich before, but you're less rich now because of this. That's the point. And before, let me reel that back in a little bit, because I get it. One of them is dating 6ix9ine, so like, of course she's good. But before all that, this was her life. Okay. Okay. Oh shit. We should probably get into this. TMZ was wilding recently with me, I think. Here we go. First of all, since when is TMZ quoting me? And this is one of those things where, like, I don't know if they be saying they canceling me, but I'm like, the more y'all say I cancel me, the more y'all actually amplify me. I've never had a bigger audience till now. Yo, this cancellation shit sometimes, let me be like, y'all can't get canceled if y'all own most of y'all platforms. You know what I mean? Even if me and Spotify didn't choose to work out, I'm cool. The money I'm getting, I'm printing it myself. I'm straight. I always tell people, I actually told people recently, a good amount of the money I got from Spotify, I put right back in the stock market, invested in Spotify. I actually lost. I don't know if I know that. I invested, like, I just bought Spotify stock with the money. It went down a bit, so I lost. It's whatever. Like, you know what I mean? That's not what I'm looking to. You know, people always just be like, oh, yeah, he spent that Complex money. Nigga, the amount of money I made by my own sweat and tears compared to Complex paid me pennies. Spotify paid me good, but it's just like, I don't rely on those things because these things are fickle. It's fickle. Anyway, let me listen to this. They called Keith in New York City. and some chick, it looked like she was trying to stir up drama. Here we go.
You know, sometimes people give you titles that you didn't necessarily give yourself.
No. That's real. Okay.
Yeah. And then Akademiks said that it was him who got you hot.
I don't know about that.
You didn't hear about that? Okay, cool. And then
I seen people sending like some type of yo, Act, do we have video of it? You were drunk, cool. That's what it is. So I'm gonna listen to the audio. I said I made him hot, or did I help expose him to everybody else? When you say I made somebody hot, it's like I found somebody who wasn't popping at all, and I just made them. That was never the case with Chief Keef. And we're gonna listen to the audio in a second. Anyway, let's go.
Who was that?
And the Grim Reaper name.
What about the Grim Reaper?
Hold on 1 second.
Did I call Chief Keef the Grim Reaper at one point?
Akademiks says that he is like responsible for that.
For real? You just want to name it like, it's your boy just Akademiks, the war on Chirac.
Here's the thing,
the war on Chirac.
We're not trying to be messy.
The war on Chirac. The war on Chirac. The fuck?
Well, what do you have coming up?
Just remember the war on the war in Chirac. Whatever the fuck he was calling that shit. War on Chirac. War in Chirac.
You know, Charlemagne, you know, well, it could be a rumor, but there was a rumor that Charlemagne said that like you didn't.
Charlemagne, he got his own opinion. I don't get no fuck.
Right. So you don't care about opinions. You are the father of drill, and that's that. That's how it stands.
We all know this.
I love it.
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. So do you feel like you get like the just due praise that you're supposed to get, or do you feel like it could be?
Hey, what you said? I get what I'm supposed to get. They know what's up. Everybody know what's up.
And of course, you know, we gotta ask you, being in New York, you know, unfortunately, NYPD, you know, kind of hating on drill and kind of taking rappers, you know, out of
NYPD ain't mess with me. I ain't
right. So you be like, longer than I mess with you, you're good.
Right.
Can I get a drip check?
A drip check? Shit, yeah, go ahead.
Love it. Okay, awesome.
Glow Gang Worldwide, you feel me?
I love it.
Yup, glowgangworldwide.com.
So what else do you have coming up? Tell us what else is coming up, what you're working on.
All Money So Too. And then my gang, they dropping their shits. Yup.
All right, that was cool. Okay. Some people said there's a video or an audio. They said I was drunk. They said, yo, Act, you was talking a lot of shit. And I talk a lot of shit a lot of times. So I want to go listen to that right now. Okay, a little shot. Here we go. I think they said it's Instagram, the Chicago Wave. I don't know these pages like that. Is this the page? I'm waiting to see if it loads. Yes, it is. Here we go. Okay. An old clip of Act speaking on or whatever goes viral. Let's listen to what I said. Here we go.
Made you, nigga, I helped make Keith, nigga. Nigga, I gave them niggas rep that they never had. I call that nigga the Chirac Grim Reaper, nigga. That's why when he's getting shot at and...
Okay, that was incorrect. I was definitely lit then. I was definitely incorrect because he had never come to the Grim Reaper.
Shit happened to him. Y'all...
Somebody find me the longer clip because I was definitely talking about the whole drill. But I was definitely... I think I hit Keith up for an interview. He was just acting weird. I was just like, bro, I'm good. I really don't give a fuck if I interview y'all niggas. Like, bro, I'm not going to sit here and beg for interviews. It is what it is. You know, respectfully, you know what I mean? I think it was also around the time I saw him doing interviews with a few people. So I'm thinking he was open to interviews. I hit him up for an interview. No response. Cool, whatever. Matter of fact, let me play it again. I need to hear everything.
Keith made you... Nigga, I helped make Keith, nigga.
That's not a... Wait, hold on. Y'all know me. I'm just not no bitch-ass nigga. I stand on what I be saying, even when I'm drunk. Do I think I helped make the fucking myth of Chief Keef? Fuck yes. I don't care now till next year. I'll always say that. I didn't say I made the nigga. Because when I started covering him, he was him already. I help I don't care if y'all agree with me. Y'all don't gotta agree with me. It's all good. I helped what the image, and niggas used to think these niggas were serial killers, my nigga, because of me. When I called Lil Reese the Grim Reaper, niggas literally thought, yo, I have a video on the War in Chirac saying Lil Reese tweeted at me, LOL, I'm moving to Africa. Akademiks Africa. Let's look it up. Look, Akademiks Africa, War in Chirac. Look, Akademiks mentions, Lil Reese mentions DJ Akademiks. He's moving to Africa. Bro, let's keep it real. And I don't know if, like, bro, this is why I said it was satire. Nigga, when Lil Reese linked me, Lil Reese had like 10 niggas with him, bro. I really had 3 people with me. Like, again, at a certain point, I knew it was satire. In a sense of, I don't think Reese is a serial killer. It's satire. Maybe this is the part of the story I never got. I don't think that if Lil Reese types LOL, a nigga dies. That's satire. Do I gotta tell y'all that? I met Lil Reese at Complex on a weekend when nobody was there. I found some random place and we did an interview. I did not think if I look him in the eye, I'm gonna die. I said and gassed up shit like that on the War in Chirac for satire. When I called him the Grim Reaper, satire. Lil Reese has never been the fucking Grim Reaper. Grim Reaper of what? And when I mean Grim Reaper of what, Lil Reese isn't taking people's lives by tweeting. Stop being dumb. This is why when they used to say, yo, Ak is like snitch. Bro, after I've realized what it is, if I was going to give accurate nicknames out, you know who I would call the Grim Reaper? 051 Melly. Go look at this nigga right here. I was just gassing shit up. It's satire.
Every fan of Chicago drill.
That's the point. I call Chief Keef Baphomet. Let me give you the nicknames now. They were not real. I never said that. Honestly, I don't believe Reese ever killed anybody in history. It's crazy how I gotta explain this to people because people got caught up on satire. I do not believe Chief Keef ever killed nobody, Lil Reese ever killed nobody, or Fredo Santana. There is some killers. King Von was a killer. Did I ever have a nickname for King Von? Nope. The backpedal is crazy. Yeah, the backpedal is crazy because when I was reporting this shit, I wasn't trying to really tell on people. I knew a lot more than sometimes I let on to say. When I call this nigga the Grim Reaper, I was just trying to draw a loose association. Anytime y'all niggas beef with him, niggas die. That was a fact. If you ever thought I was saying that Lil Reese was killing niggas, you didn't understand satire. I don't think Chief Keef ever killed nobody. This is my personal thoughts. Now, the War in Chirac is over. There's no more myth to it. We're seeing who the cops are labeling as the killers. We seen it. We seen it. That's what I'm saying. It was a special time. I could never do the War in Chirac now. I built up rappers like they were villains in a comic book. That's why everybody who didn't like them didn't fuck with me. Yo, you really talking about these rappers like they're doing all this shit? They're not doing nothing. That's the problem. That's what I could also admit. So when y'all niggas is talking about these things, the reason why Chief Keef is free and hanging in California, always getting his car remodded and this, that, and third, because he didn't commit any murders. It's kind of sad that I have to say that. But I understand that the satire of the war in Chirac really got y'all caught up. I don't believe Reese ever killed a soul. I'm not saying people around him. I'm talking about the individuals. One of the reasons I'm so shocked at Vaughn, I feel like he's one of the first actual rappers that I believe was a killer. I don't believe Dirk killed nobody. I don't believe Reese killed nobody. I don't believe Chief Keef killed nobody. I'm buying the VG Herbalife next week. I don't believe he killed nobody. I believe that nigga Vaughn clapped at least 10 niggas. Facts. Bro, one was satire. And people always say, yo, Ak was snitching. Nigga, I really didn't know what was going on. I was just like going off tweets and shit like that. If these niggas were killers, they would be in jail. I hope y'all understand this. Even though Chicago is so lax and they don't give a fuck about crime, if these dudes, if Lil Reese killed anybody, he would be in jail. So is Sosa. So is Fredo Santana. God bless his soul. The closest even Lil J got was an attempted murder, and he got out for that. He's locked up again. The war in Chirac was satire. I'm trying to drill it into y'all heads. And this is why I feel a certain way, because when I was making these niggas sound like they were superhuman, they benefited off of it. When I called a nigga a Grim Reaper, you thought that if you ever saw that nigga, you would die. And when I called the nigga Baphomet, the head of all fuckery and demonicness, you thought this nigga was the orchestrator of all violence. When I called a nigga the Chirac 5-star war general, like I called Lil Durk, you had a certain perception about it. When you hear them say certain things. All I'm just trying to tell y'all is that it's kind of sad that y'all bringing it back around to me now. I'm a grown man. I'm in my 30s. I know how law enforcement works. If any of these niggas committed a murder, they would be in jail. They're not in jail. They're free. They never committed a murder. Not saying nobody around them. Not saying they never faced danger. But please understand what the war in Chirac was. It was actual fucking satire. Okay? You know, so many people got mad at me. Yo, why you act like Lil Reese is the biggest killer? This is why, nigga, stop watching the war in Chirac. Bro, that's fictional. The war in Chirac, for the most part, might have a little bit of details, but it's fictional. Go watch Chicago Scene 88, my nigga. Stop watching the war in Chirac. That shit's a dub. That shit was meant to hype up rappers like the biggest gangsters. Stop it. Don't watch my channel no more. I look at my channel every week. I'm almost down to delete the bitch. Y'all keep watching the war in Chirac thinking everything is true on there. It's not true. Most of it ain't true. These niggas ain't killing nobody. Their niggas was killing people. The people who kill people is in jail. Look at Rondo number 9. He was actually one of them guys. He's in jail for life. Look at the other guys. The ones who did it are in jail for life. The rappers got all the clout. That's why I feel like I helped them. Because I was building their mystique. I was gassing them up to be the most evil gangster niggas who ever touched the mic. How you gonna say Vaughn and Killian never got caught? Bro, just stop it, bro. Just stop it, bro. Like, bro, I'm not here to just sit here and be like, oh my God, because I like a nigga music. Nigga, if they name you as the key suspect on Full Bodies, bro, I don't care what y'all niggas say. I'm sorry to say, bro. I'm a grown man. I'm not in my early 20s doing War in Chirac no more. Okay? Get over it. Y'all can keep watching it. I'm down to delete it. I don't care about it that much. Y'all care about it. The War in Chirac was fictional. For the most part. It had true elements, but the people you feared were not the niggas. Let me put that out there. Lil Reese was not, every time he typed LOL, a nigga just magically die. I remember E-Day said, yo, a nigga robbed me, he disappeared same time. E-Day died. Bro, everybody died, bro. It was fictional. I'm telling y'all now it was fictional. Y'all just don't want to admit it. And this is why I probably shouldn't even say this, because y'all are just dumb. Y'all just want to believe the nonsense. You're right, Ovia Carter. You used to believe Reese was a serial killer. And I was mad ignorant. There's a time I thought that he was too. But the more I got understanding and started growing up, bro, the more people really started giving me the reality of what was going on. These niggas were not serial killers, bro. Now, here's the truth. When I say I help make Keith, I help the myth of Keith, bro, I gassed the nigga like the nigga was killing like 50 niggas. Nigga, Keith left Chicago. Let's be very honest. Like, you know what I mean? Keith ain't really been going back and forth with no ops in a long time. Nigga, I made that nigga seem like the devil. I made him seem like Satan himself, Lucifer. The guy who would just sanction deaths. I did. I'll take accountability for that. But long after the fact where we're in the time now where everybody keep asking about it, bro, that shit is over, man. Bro, move on. Like, y'all niggas gotta move on, bro. Move the fuck on. We used to talk about these things like they were on DBZ, my nigga, like Dragon Ball Z. Like, yo, this nigga he's just a Grim Reaper. He has Grim Reaper powers. Bro, they were fucking human. Misguided, but human. Turned rappers, but exploiting, just like maybe you could say I was exploiting. Whatever. But everybody was acting like they were the biggest killers, my nigga. And I gassed it like, oh, they are the biggest killers. And it made them a lot of millions of dollars. And the war in Chirac did great. And just like how Chief Keef now is comfortably chilling in New York and he can perform those hits, them hits is all founded a part of people kind of believing that when those music were made. I remember watching Chief Keef when he was on his grandmama couch and he was like, yo, bitches love so-so. Or he was talking about, yo, fake niggas I don't like, snitch niggas I don't like. When I was thinking about the niggas he was beefing with, I thought them niggas was terrified of him. But you grow up. And there's been so many better and great documentaries. That's why I was confused by when them Channel 5 niggas wanted to interview me. I'm like, we could talk about the war in Chirac, but that's not the actual Chicago story. Okay, I could tell you about how Chicago influenced the music business, but if you want to know how these dudes were influencing crime, I don't know. Because all these guys who I was covering, who I was telling y'all they were demons, I kept covering everybody around them dying. Didn't I cover Blood Money dying? Didn't I cover Lil Durk's manager dying? Didn't I cover D-Think dying? Didn't I cover Newski dying? Didn't I cover everybody around him dying? But I told y'all they're the biggest demons. Get out of that mindset. And y'all know I haven't done War in Chirac in so long. Bro, like I hate when people try to like make it a thing like that. This shit is over. Now we could get into a relevant conversation. What the real relevant conversation is Chief Keef an international influential figure? That's what Charlamagne was talking about. I think that's interesting. I don't know the influence of Chief Keef worldwide. Unless we're going to say Chief Keef is just drill. If we're going to say Chief Keef is just drill, he's very influential worldwide. Because these days, drill is one of the most popular things in the UK, Toronto, New York, a lot of places. Even Korea is doing a lot of drill stuff. That's if we want to go with there. But the reason why I didn't say what Charlamagne was saying was bullshit, I hope I can find the clip. Let me see if I can find the clip. Let me see if I can find the clip. So I can find the clip. So I can find the clip. Charlamagne, Keef, influential. Here we go. Here we go.
The God of all time.
Okay, here we go.
Agree with that. Yo, check him out.
No, the number with is 4. Kanye J or Kanye. Well, I'm not.
Doesn't agree with that. Yo, check him out.
No, he's 4. Kanye. Well, I'm not gonna say the number or the number, but it's 4. Kanye J, Pac, Wayne.
By the way, you see, this is the part they cut out. I gotta find a better clip. They were talking about internationally.
But it's 4. Kanye, Jay, Pac, Wayne.
You got
4 most influential rappers of all time.
in there now too.
Not the 4.
No.
Not the 4.
No.
In the 5.
You know why I don't put
He's in
Chief
the
Keef
10th.
in there? Because Chief Keef didn't influence like the world. He influenced a sound
of
a region. Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't influence the world. Those 4 people I named literally influenced people all over the world. Kanye, Jay, Wayne. Who did I say? Kanye,
Pop.
Jay, Wayne, and Pop. But it's 4. Kanye, Jay.
All right. So let me say this. If we're gonna chalk up Keef to drill, yes, he is one of the most influential people. If we're saying without Keef there is no drill, yes, Keef is one of the most influential rappers of all time in all regions because drill is very popular now. If we're gonna just only talk about Keef and his influence, Charlamagne has a point. And I said this last time and people just didn't like when I said it. It's just that these artists that he's mentioning, other than Keef, have gone around the world and have had significant influence on sound, culture, dressing, style, everything. And while Keef has had a lot of influence in terms of how music and in terms of drill, the only way I could put Keef on it is if I'm saying without Keef there is no drill. So then if I put Keef on it, now I start thinking about Dirk. Why is Dirk not on it? Because Dirk at this moment is changing what drill sounds like, what drill looks like, and Dirk is making drill mainstream. So why Dirk not on it? So the only reason why I would agree with him at all is that, and I'm going off some metrics that y'all might not consider, Chief Keef has never done an international tour. Actually, from what I've heard, Chief Keef does not even perform outside of the United States because of legal reasons. Chief Keef does not go to these places. So how would these places get the influence from Keef? Through the internet, through culture moving around in this and third. I'm not saying he doesn't have any influence. And by the way, here's another thing about this conversation. Now, I'm not backing up Charlamagne, but I want to be very clear about it. He's talking about like the top 4 or 5 most influential people. Now, I believe Keef is one of the most influential artists of all time when it comes to hip hop. But when it comes to globally, and I think that's where there was a synergy of conversation, I don't think he's one of the top 4 most influential artists when it comes to global acceptance of the culture. I think Kanye is somebody you got to have in there. I think Drake is somebody you got to have in there. I feel like Tupac is somebody you got to have in there. I know this is not a rapper, but I think you got to have people like Bob Marley. You got to have Michael Jackson. You got to have Whitney Houston. We're talking about globally, like things that you've done within the art that people have tried to either emulate, and they're emulating you, not emulating a genre. For me, and I keep saying it, if we're going to say without Keef, there's no drill, well, I disagree with Charlamagne then, because drill is huge. But I give the credit for drill music to a few individuals that include Keef. So then I think about Keef's music individually. I think the only way you put him in that influential rappers of all time is if you only equate Keef to drill. Are you telling me that Love Sosa is just one of the most influential songs of all time, which I feel like it is, but still, like, you feel like it's so influential to other art. It's so influential it's made him one of the most influential artists. Because I could name like 5 songs. I could name 5 songs from Tupac that's bigger than that. And granted, Tupac was in the list, but like, you're going to always have those songs that are monumental. You know what I mean? Who did Jay-Z influence internationally or globally? First of all, nationally, on a level, that nigga created clothing brands. That nigga changed how people dressed. Jay-Z was one of the first artists. Go to Glastonbury. He was the first artist to be headlined and shit like that. Jay-Z, Glastonbury. Just look at this, bro. This is before hip-hop was on that level, my nigga. Hip-hop wasn't there yet. This is before them huge festivals, before your Rolling Louds, my nigga. This is where he was infiltrating a fucking festival that were used to rock and pop artists. And because his music was so infectious and so just ingratiated with American and just like the public period, he could go there. There's not one black person in this crowd, not one. So when you say Jay-Z has no influence, Jay-Z's dominance over the culture has made influence. Keep in mind, another reason why I don't put Keith on that list, man, the highest concerts of Keith's career is Rolling Loud, my nigga. Rolling Loud, where all the niggas is at. The nigga took Glastonbury, let me show you, like, bro, like, I know the old heads all claim I hate them and all that type of shit, but like, bro, let me see, Glastonbury, let's just look at Glastonbury, period. Just look at Glastonbury, period, in 2020. Just look at the people who usually perform there. You know what I mean? It's like, impact is not only just being within, like, do I think Jay-Z had more? If we just talking about inner cities in the hood, of course, Keith's in there. But when I was thinking about influential, I was thinking about the world. Just look at some of these people who perform in. Just look. You ain't gonna see nobody even know. Look. James Brown, Kings of Leon. Just look. These are festivals with 150,000 people before Rolling Loud. Look, The Killers, Girls Aloud, like, bro, this is a whole Neil Diamond. Look at this shit. Neil Diamond, Amy Winehouse. So when we talking about like a whole different like influence, when you could go to one of those concerts and perform, what do you mean what influence Jay-Z had? Jay-Z was one of the few rappers that if no white people knew all the shit popping, they knew a few Jay-Z songs. Let's be honest. Somebody says, Ak, you an old head. You about as slow as him. No, stop it. Yo, this is where I got to keep opening your mind up to the rest of the world. Rolling Loud is this. Rolling Loud is this, nigga. Nigga, you tell me when Chief Keef performed for the 300,000 people. You tell me when, nigga. You tell me when. How you gonna say the nigga the most influential? He not performing in front of... Like, are you kidding me? Bad Bunny's gonna go down as one of the most influential, my nigga. Across the world. Not just in a genre. In a genre, Keith got it. But it's a reason why Keith not performing for 200,000 people, brother. These are festivals that if you are going to put a rapper in front of 300,000 white people or 150,000 white people, that nigga better have some shit. And they could have done it with people like Jay-Z, obviously Eminem, shit, even DMX. Anybody who says, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Most influential of all time, the reason why I say we can't put Keith in there is because I don't even know if 50 Cent in there. And if you sit here and tell me that Keith is more influential to music than 50 Cent, we should just stop talking. We should just stop talking. Like, what are we talking about now? Was Keith more influential? Matter of fact, Fredo Santana, who's in Keith group, said the reason why I started doing drill is because I heard that nigga sing Heat. So if you don't have 50 Cent in there, how the fuck do we get to Keith? How? How? We love Keith. He's a legend in every sense of the word. Keith is going to be someone for his generation and for the new generation that's going to be definitely on the Mount Rushmore. But music wasn't started when he got the music. You see, some of y'all showing y'all age. Was Keith more influential than DMX? Let me ask y'all a question. See, some of these people y'all won't even know. Would you say Keith? Like, remember, we're talking about all-time influential. You're telling me that Keith more influential than Snoop Dogg? You tell me Keith more influential than DMX, than 50 Cent? That's what y'all trying to tell me. But it gonna make it seem like I'm dissing him because I'm not gonna be, bro, like, as much as the old niggas don't like me, I'm not gonna only act like I got amnesia. Let me go back to this answer.
Pac, Wayne.
You got
4 most influential rappers of all time.
in there now too.
Here we go.
Not the 4.
Here we go.
But it's 4. Kanye, Jay, Pac, Wayne.
He said Kanye, Jay, Pac, Wayne. You know who everybody is universally accepted as one of the most popular rappers, if not one, number 2, across the whole fucking globe? We're not just talking about in what you know. Motherfucking Snoop Dogg, nigga. Snoop Dogg is more influential than... If you think Snoop Dogg is battling with influence with Chief Keef, I don't even know what to tell you. Let me see if I can find the full clip, because I gotta go take a piss. I want y'all to listen to it. What time is it? I've been streaming for a minute, ain't I? It's all good. What is it? So, Charlemagne, Chief Keef. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's listen to King Yella. No, let me see who else. Here we go. I'm gonna find some good shit. Okay. Listen to
Jump to a bag of hundreds. Drinking the ass the morning. Diamonds they dance like Usher. Just for sure, I need 30. All of my glizzy get murders. Play with the gang, you get murdered. You got a bag, I want it. I keep a bad woman.
Yo, it's your boy King Yella, man. I'm back at y'all with another one. The topic is we got Charlemagne, man. Charlemagne say, so they try to compare Chief Keef to like Tupac, Jay-Z, and a couple other people, saying like to influence the world. And Charlemagne say he want to put Chief Keef in that in the category with them to influence the world. I say, now you got G Herbo, I feel the same way. At the end of the day, the influence Pop, Jay-Z, you got a lot of people that influence the world in different ways. And I'm gonna keep it gangster, and he from the other side, but at the end of the day, you can't take nothing from Sosa from what he did. Point blank period, hands down. Shorty influenced the whole fucking world, bro. So all that shit Charlemagne you talking about is cap, bro. And I stand on that. At the end of the day, bro, it might not be, he might not influence the world like pop positivity.
All right. Okay, cool. Yo, just back to my point. I'm not saying Keith isn't influential. When we're talking about the world, it's not Keith that influenced the world. It's drill that influenced the world. And if we're gonna say the credit of drill goes straight to Keith, I will walk back my statements and say, well, Charlamagne, you're wrong, because drill is one of the few influential things all through the world, and that's Keith. But I've always looked at drill. I know he was the first really popping from it. I looked at drill as not only him, Dirk, FBG Duck, motherfucking you, Lil J. I looked at it as a lot of people. So as a genre, I will agree. But as an artist, I don't know. Because when you say influential, I might be wrong with this. Am I wrong? Somebody said, act you out of touch. Yeah, he started drill, but like, bro, hear what I'm saying. Keith got to piggyback off drill for the influence. We don't talk about Pac in a particular type of music. We just say Pac influenced the world. Facts. Do you know what I mean? Pac's music, his catalog. Like, if I ask you 10 songs that Keith got that influenced the world, after about 3 or 4, you're going to start drawing blanks in terms of what the world will be influenced by. Pac, I could give you 10 that is ingrained in hip-hop culture, nigga. That's why I say it's more, with Pac, it's more of his career. With Keith, it's more what he created. There's a style and a sound. Put like this, I don't think that Gucci Mane is influential to the world. I think Gucci Mane is influential to the Atlanta sound. Does that make sense? Do y'all understand what I'm trying to say? An OG, somebody's going to be on the Mount Rushmore. I think Gucci's there. When we talk about how Atlanta moves, is he influential to the entire sound of music globally? I don't think so. Boom said he had motherfuckers in Japan wearing true religions. So did Pharrell. Or maybe not true religions, but wasn't it Bape? Didn't Soulja Boy and Pharrell say that they had people wearing Bape, all type of... Again, my only thing, and that's why y'all gonna think I'm like hating, bro, it's international, dog. It's international. And a lot of places internationally have adopted drill, but I don't know if they adopted it like, oh, we're adopting it for Chief Keef. They're adopting it because it became the popular genre. Did Chief Keef put the genre on? Yes. And that seems a little nuanced. I don't know if y'all understand it. Put like this. Emo music, Kanye pretty much ushered that in. But the reason why Kanye's influential to the world isn't because of just, oh, he put that genre on. He's influential because of his catalog, because of him. That's why I don't put Keith in there. Yeah, yo, if the top 5 most influential aspects of hip-hop, drill gonna be in there. Keith won't get credit. But I don't know if I could just give you all the credit if your catalog isn't there like that. So I said, what's emo music? I'm not loving you. Like, yo, 808s and Heartbreaks, emo music. Like, nigga, like, literally. Like, remember niggas used to call him a weirdo with pink polo? And until 2010, or around 2009, 2010, he started getting into it. I'm not loving you. Yeah, all that shit, man. Stop it, bro. Like, just stop acting like, bro, emo music is Kid Cudi. Even, like, it's a lot of people like Kanye started all that, bro. Cut that out. But when we think about Kanye being one of the most influential, we don't think about, oh, you're the reason why we have people like Kid Cudi and Travis Scott and, you know what I mean, maybe even XXXTentacion. We don't think about that. We just think about like, yo, Kanye, your catalog is just mad influential. Now, here's the thing. Name the 3 or the 5 most influential types of music. Drill's going to be in there. Drill, trap. We got drill, trap. We going to have I don't know what you would call some of the West Coast shit. What would be the other 2 like type of like genres? A lot of shit's fall into trap these days. Yeah, drill would definitely be top 3 in that. Somebody said mumble rap and twerk music. Yeah. And I know I've covered Keith so much to say I might be like, yo, Ak, you hate right now, but I understood the reason why he ain't put Keith in with those artists is because you got to fall back on drill. And when I mean fall back on drill, you got to be like, oh, well, everybody's doing drill now. Or you got to be like, oh, well, him doing drill brought this other artist in the game that did drill too. All right, man. Enough, man. Y'all about to get me in trouble with Keith now, man. Fuck that, man. By the way, salute to Keith. I appreciate how you answered that. At the end of the day, Keith's a legend. He'll always be. Don't take what I'm saying as hate. I just want to be fair, too. You know what I mean? Do I think Keith had one of the best albums of 2012? Yes. Do I think Finally Rich is a classic? Yes. Like, there's a lot of things that I think in his favor. I'm just saying, if we're talking about the 4 most influential artists of all time globally, bro, I heard globally and I heard of all time. I ain't say Keith ain't influential, but damn it, man, I ain't putting Keith on that list before Snoop Dogg. That's all I'm saying. All right? Anyway. Shit. Yo, we've been on here for 3 hours. Holy shit, people. We probably should go back to the all right. What should I talk about next? By the way, Boom, you might have to go live soon, man. When I get off here, I'm gonna just host you. Okay, what the fuck? Here we go. I'm trying to figure some shit. Boom is saying, yo, come on, man. You got to look how influential Sosa is. Niggas got dreads in Japan because of him. He started mumble rap. You know, and motherfucker says you can't even hear what he's saying. That's all people rap now. He's a pioneer. Even pop songs are mumble. Nah, he's influential, though. Bro, we're talking about of all time globally. That's why it's hard. I know we said rappers, so I'm going to stick within the rappers, but I'm like, if we got to pick 4. If I'm picking 10, he's going to be in there. But I'm picking 4. I agree with Kanye. Kanye pretty much one of the most influential just of all time. Pac, of course. Who else did he say? He said Jay and who else? What? Yeah, there was like, yo, Ike, you almost got canceled, so now you trying to make everybody feel good. Nah, that's not what it is. Okay, cool. Let me see. Taz Taylor lost access to his... Oh, okay. All right. Anyway. Did I address everything? I'm probably going to be back on, like, tomorrow. I'm bored. So, I'm back bored, chat. So, I'm I'm trying not to like, you know, say shit that I could get canceled for, but I'll be bored. Chief Keef way more influential than Eminem. Did they say Eminem? I got Chief Keef over Eminem too. I haven't put Discord on this fucking... I'm tight. Discord ain't on this computer. Fuck. Okay, all right, cool. You know what? This was like my comeback stream. Yo, for everybody who's like, you know, upset, whatever the case is, we gonna be all right. Tomorrow, yo, this is what we'll do. This is what we'll do. Because Boom banging on me right now. Boom. Hey, Boom. Yo, Boom. And I'm gonna do this with you tomorrow. Yo, Boom, matter of fact, get online because I'm about to host you after. Boom, I'm gonna do this with you tomorrow. Y'all can help me. Y'all can cheat all y'all want. We gonna do a versus. Like, since we talking about most influential, I know most influential ain't really about versus, but we gonna do a versus because he rocking with Keith hard. I love Keith. I'm just saying we're talking about all time globally. So we're thinking about we're doing a global versus. Like we're at the O2 Arena or something, right? Tomorrow, we're gonna do a versus. He could get Chief Keef, and I'm gonna get Snoop Doggy Dogg. I think Snoop Dogg gonna win it globally, bro. Nigga, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's like, yo, bro, of course I know, and I'll probably bump more Chief Keef shit than Snoop Dogg, but that nigga has been a global icon. And if they don't have him in the list, bro, why'd you think Chief Keef gonna win? You think Chief Keef gonna wash Snoop? Wait, are y'all wildin'? Yo, Boom. Where that nigga Boom at? Hold on, I'm gonna find this. Yo, I think y'all are trolling me. They say Chief Keef about to watch. Yo, you know we're doing 20 songs, right? Hold on. Let me figure this bitch out. Hold on. And by the way, here's the funny thing about it. I almost swear Snoop Dogg hates me. I think Snoop Dogg hates me. So it's not like I'm not dick riding, nothing like that. Snoop Dogg do not fuck with me. But bro, we gotta like get out of like, we're trapped in the moment. We're trapped in the moment. As I said, Keith, you play this. A nigga could invent something, but not have the, like, Keith's catalog ain't gonna fuck with Snoop Dogg. And I know that don't got nothing to do with influential, but that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, if we're going to give Keith, the creator of drill, and anything that drill has done since him, which, by the way, I could make an argument that in the last 5 years, drill hasn't been driven by Keith. It's been driven by other niggas. And drill is only 10 years old. So half of the time with drill, it's been driven by other niggas. But fine, we could just give every credit to Keith with drill. If that's the case, y'all got a point. Somebody says, yo, Boom, get online, nigga. Get online, fool. Get online. Yeah. So, yo, the album of the burst shot bubble about this one thing. I don't even want to do it. I couldn't even tell y'all on my Instagram video. So not my Instagram, on my YouTube video. That's why I'm telling y'all here. I don't think Gunna getting out, bro. Now, granted, they have a great chance of getting my nigga Wanna out, bro. Like, Wanna literally, like, he should get out. Here's the thing. I don't think the reason why Wanna's sitting in jail is because he's, quote unquote, a threat to society. I don't think that's ever been it. There's two things the prosecutor is playing really well. Yo, the snitches, everybody don't know what they got going. Yo, Pluto, if you bite my cord again, my nigga, you know you fuck. Nah, bring that nigga over there. Pluto, bro. That nigga bit my cord. Pluto, go over there, please. No more biting the cords. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that nigga's a hooligan. You know what I mean? He's like a teenager now. Anyway, let me just say this. They're going to kill Gunna with the snitches are still getting threatened, and also the prosecutors are getting threatened. We don't know who it's from, so we just think that, and they're going to use his fame against him. He's a rich, famous celebrity that has a lot of reach. If we could barely handle him in jail, why would we let him out? Now you're going to be like, what do you mean barely handle him in jail? This whole thing where the nurse, did y'all remember this? Gunna nurse smuggle. This is going to be the topic of conversation. A nurse, this is the nurse. Hold on. Oh, they're trying to give me a disable the blocker? We ain't doing that. Stop it. Here we go. Bang. This is a nurse right here. Oh, we got a picture anyway. We don't need to see the article. We know what it is. This is a nurse in the jail that tried to smuggle in a little bit of weed, a little bit of coke, a couple of pills for Gunna. And I ain't gonna lie, this is why it was the dumbest shit ever. Shorty had Gunna's name written down on a paper. So it's like, imagine you're transporting drugs for Pablo Escobar or El Chapo, and you have a list like, 500 kilos to Pablo Escobar, nigga, she had the fucking, list of who the drug should go to, and one said Gunna. So I think they're going to say, if Gunna's doing this shit behind bars, right? Here's the thing about a bail or bond hearing. They don't got to prove it. Now, if it was to send him away for actual time that he's serving for his sentence, they would have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. They don't got to do that shit. All they got to do is say, this is an accusation. Also, we think he might get out of jail and threaten other people. Then they're going to use the last thing, which is saying he's one of the money makers. Bro, stop chewing, bro. What do you got in the mouth? I got plastic shot glasses. He chewing them shits. I don't know why. Anyway, they're going to use the fact that he has a lot of money and fame to be like, he could call strings, and if we can't control him in a controlled environment, even if he pays for security, this and third, and say no phone privilege, if he getting all these things in jail, why don't you think you're going to be able to get him at home? So I think this is pretty hopeful, because now they're trying to say he's not a danger. But here's the thing too. The guy, Slime Life Shorty, who was denied bail, he was also pretty much presenting the same case. Hey, I ain't do nothing. I went to college. I was just designing t-shirts. Blah, blah, blah. I was at the wrong place, wrong time. Said the same shit. You know what the judge said? That's cute. But because we feel like you down with these people, blah, blah, no. So we'll see what it is. I think it has a 50-50 chance. Obviously, the Slime Life Shorty nigga, he probably has basically some trash-ass lawyer. Gunna got the second best lawyer in the fucking state. Thug got the best, which is Brian Steele. Thug got the best, which is Sado. Sado is the one who got T.I. to beat all his machine gun charges, so that's a powerful nigga. T.I. had silencers, machine guns, grenades, landmines, atomic bombs. He had all type of RPGs. You know what they said? Man, fuck all that shit. Do a PSA, it's over. You feel me? If he could pull the same out for Gunna, and by the way, I believe both of them are spending in excess of $5 million in trying to beat this case. You know what I mean? Honestly, good thing for both of them. They're rich. Good thing they got a record label backing them too, but this is going to be tough. Don't know if he gets out on bail. If he gets out on bail, I would assume you will not see him at all. He will stay pretty much isolated, make music, only release stuff that is all about talking about drip. And if he does that, hopefully he can stay free till the case. In all honesty, now seeing what the prosecutor, his defense attorney said, when they do go to trial, I remember saying that Thug probably going to get more than 10. He would get 5. I think it's a possibility that he could get time served. Time served 1 or 2 years. You get me? Time served 1 or 2 years. That's what I think for Gunna. For Thug, I think from what I heard now, they're looking to try to give him 20. Now, here's the thing about time served 1 or 2 years. Doesn't mean because they're probably not going to go for a crazy amount of time on him means they're going to let him out. Because they're still looking at him as the rich-ass motherfucking nigga. And they're going to be like, well, you're going to get out and you're going to be doing a lot to maybe help other people's case because we all think y'all are in a gang, period. So it is what it is, man. Yeah, they're looking at 20. They're looking at 20 for Thug. That's what I've been told. They're looking at 20 years for Thug. By the way, these time are really rigid, too. They're looking at 20 years for Casanova. He pled guilty. Casanova copped the plea, say, I'm guilty, whatever, have some mercy on me. Let's not go to trial, I'm guilty. The prosecutor suggested 17 to 19 years. Look, prosecutor, Casanova, look, you're going to see 17 to 19 years. Where did I find this at? Let me just type in Casanova, 17 to 19 years. Man. Anyway, I don't know why this doesn't pop up. I forgot where I saw it at, but yeah, he's being recommended. So Casanova, the rapper, Casanova 2 times is suggested to spend the next 20 years in jail, even though he pled guilty. You know what that means? If he had took it to trial, they would have tried to get that nigga life. Usually over 25, it's called 25 to life almost, right? Which means 25 years you could come out on parole or something. But really, after 25, they're thinking that's the rest of your life almost. You feel me? So they're looking for 20 for Casanova. I hear they're looking for 20 for Thug. I think Gunna could get out in a couple of years with time served. So maybe he stays 2 inside, gets out. Maybe on a halfway house or some dumb shit. Shit, at least you get out. All right? Hold on a second. What the fuck is... Yo, is that nigga Boom live? Oh, I think Boom is live. Okay. Boom, are you fucking live, my nigga? It just said they were live. Boom! If you're not live, I'm about to get off of this bitch, but I think Boom is live, I think Boom is live. Let me see. That talk about a fake TMZ report. I did. He's not live. Okay. Read chat. Twitch messed up. Check whatever. Talk about Azalea Banks. She called me a fed on her IG story. Azalea Banks was like begging me in Instagram. Like I got an Instagram message from her begging me to post her shit. If you calling somebody a feds and you begging them to post you, what does that make you? You a fed lover. Bro, I don't got time for people like that. Like, Azalea Banks, stick to your female beefs. You feel me? Like, nigga. Like, another thing, too, you know what I'm learning from this, like, you know, Regine shit, man? Like, yo, y'all women, I got to treat y'all like retarded kids on some real shit. Like, bro, I can't go, like, y'all can say whatever to me. I can't say the same thing to y'all. Because, like, Azalea Banks is disrespectful. Like, and I love getting disrespectful. But if I get disrespectful, you know what you're going to say? That's a woman. So I'm going to let you rock with that, bro. I ain't even going to be on your ass type shit. Like, bro, send your man to come say something to me and I'll get at him. But, like, bro, like, that's another thing I realized. You see, women, bro, like you can't even, they like saying anything to you. But, like, you get back at them the way they got at you. Be like, oh, yo, bro, why you talking to her? That's a woman, bro. Like, all right, bro, I'm not about to sit here and, yeah, so y'all got it. I can't find her account, man. That shit clapped up on all type of places. Anyway, she had begged me to post some of her, like, whack-ass music. Don't call me no fed. Azalea Banks, don't hit my line. Don't fucking DM me about shit. Niggas just sit in fucking brokenness and keep cutting chickens' necks off and doing voodoo and hope Cardi B or Nicki Minaj mention you. Stop. Don't talk about a nigga like me because like you can't even get. I know you be getting gully with people. I get the same type of gully, but you a female, so I can't say nothing to you. I say some crazy shit to you like how you can say to me. You know, everybody say, "Oh my God, like why are you talking to a woman like that?" Like stop it. So Azalea Banks, you ain't even win all your beefs with all the chicks you beefing with. You know what I mean? A couple of chicks say they really ran you off the block, so we don't even want to talk about that. If you not even really if you're not handling your beefs with women, how you trying to come get that big act? Are you stupid, my nigga? So go handle them beefs, go get the dubs, you know what I mean? And you know, I know a few chicks who got a loud mouth too. Like maybe I get them to ride for me, but I can't go back and forth with you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. Like I'm telling you, the moment I start talking to Azalea Banks, she gonna be crying and bawling, nigga. Using a chicken feather to wipe her eye, nigga, like after she do her fucking voodoo. Like, she not built for this shit, man. Like, most of y'all females, that's what we said to most of y'all females. You know what? I'm gonna start giving y'all a pass because, like, I gotta treat y'all like retarded kids. Like, real talk. Like, I say some shit to y'all tight. Y'all say the same shit to me. Oh, you fat, you this. I gotta eat it. I gotta hold that bitch. Now I gotta just think about how I'm gonna get back at you. Y'all motherfuckers, like, I can't even talk to y'all how y'all talk to me. This is, like, not a fair fight. Y'all punching with, like, you know what I mean? Y'all got brass knuckles. Y'all got weighted gloves. Nigga, I gotta be fighting y'all with one finger with my hand behind my back because I say anything to y'all. Oh, my God, he's sexist. He's this, he's that. Man, shut the fuck up. So I'm gonna just let you be, bro. That's it. I'm gonna just let you be. Whatever you said about me. Azalea Banks, there's nothing you could do in life that could ever affect me. And I'm going to keep it like that, period, okay? Yeah, other than that, I love you, yo. Just keep talking shit about, like, Nicki and Cardi. I'll be watching it. It's hilarious. And also Kanye. And also, you know what I mean, brag. Yo, Azalea Banks, here's the thing. Your claim to fame is sticking your fucking thumb in Elon Musk's ass. He shitted on you and then kicked you out the crib. You was a side bitch that was brought through by his shorty to get in a threesome, and you acting like you the main girl. You got shitted on. The nigga took a fart and a shit on you, and that's all your claim to fame is. No nigga done wifed you. Ain't nobody fucking with you. You love trying to use race talking about your color, your skin. No, bitch, they just think you a nasty hoe who keeps sacrificing chickens. You keep sacrificing chickens and all type of owls and all type of shit. Ain't no nigga trying to fuck you, man. Like, what the fuck you think? It's a reason, bruh. You got to really think about yourself. The reason these niggas not fucking with you, the reason why, oh, so-and-so don't fuck with me. No, they don't fuck with you because they think you dirty. We seen the closet. It was all blood and feathers. You're sacrificing chicken doing voodoo in 2022. Shorty, are you dumb? You linked, yo, let me put it like this. You give any other IG model a chance to link with a billionaire worth $300 billion, man, her claim to fame won't be fingering his booty or whatever the fuck you did with that nigga or getting pissed on or shitted on. That chick gonna come back with $2 billion. You the only dumb motherfucker who fucked Elon Musk and you ain't got shit to show. So, again, let me just put that there. Stop trying to argue with Big Act, because when I really get into it with you, you know what you're going to say? I'm a female. Why you want to talk about it? Oh, you a guy? You can't, I can't talk. Yeah, I can't talk. Listen, I talk just like y'all. Y'all can't, you know what I mean? When it comes to this tongue wrestling shit, y'all ain't finna do nothing to me anyway. So, like, I could really get there with y'all, but as soon as I get under your skin, like, me personally, I would just say your pussy gotta be whack. If niggas is treating you like that, because you got a hella stories about niggas using you and abusing you, but I don't want to say that. You know, I want to say that because now you're like, oh my God, he's shaming me. So keep your whack pussy, your voodoo doing ass over there, and stop mentioning Big fucking Act, you fucking weirdo. We don't care how many cats you killed, rats, how many fucking what's the other shit called? Owls and fucking like chickens. Keep doing that shit, but at least the next time you link with a billionaire, don't let the nigga shit on your chest and fucking lick his ass and stick your finger up there without at least having some type of benefit. Because nobody give a fuck about what Elon. Nigga, Elon Musk got like 9 chicks pregnant. He don't give 2 fucks. You think we care about your story, Shelly? You one of them weird assholes who keep talking about I'm only not popping because I'm dark skinned. No, bitch, you not popping because you're whack. I'm not popping because all these girls, they lighten their skin and they do all these. No, motherfucker. We play one song by you, nigga. I was a DJ. 2 on 2 and keep it moving. And I can tell you another reason why you fucking broke. Because you tried to sue me 5 times when I had a website talking about, oh, you own the fucking license to a picture we posted. It was a picture you drunk outside the club and getting arrested. Only a broke asshole would try to do that shit. You got no motherfucking catch for it. And congratulations, you broke ass bitch. Get the fuck on out of here. I'm going to stop right now because you know what? You can't mess with these women because these women like talking about you. When you get back at them, they be like, oh my God, you're a bullying woman. No, I give it up to anybody the same way. Have a good day. Azalea Banks, I love you. I already got a situation, so I wouldn't take you on a date, but I would definitely love to have a little powwow with you, okay? All right. Here we go. Yo, Boom. Here we go. Where's Boom at? I'm on a host Boom right now. Host Lil Boom. Is it host? No. Oh, hey Lil Boom. Here we go. Hey Lil Boom. I'm out of here.